Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Only the second Dallas penalty of the game. Backs him up 5. Prescott able to step into it. It's got Pickens. Good move. Nice cutback and a touchdown. We're down at 4. Pickens with a first down catch. Looking for a big play and a nice try, but no tackle by Lonnie Johnson. And nobody can bring him down. Prescott wide open. Touchdown grab. This time, Flournoy.
I can't speak too much to them. I think they've had a bunch of close games. This is preseason 1 or 2 team in the country. Like I said, they're outscoring teams by 93 points. They're in the top 25 on defense. They're running the football at a high level. Obviously, they lost their quarterback. The quarterback's coming in. He's doing a really nice job for them. And the way they play, when you run the football and take shots and play great defense, the games are going to be close. And it's whoever makes more plays in the fourth quarter. So, I think most teams play a little bit better at home, and obviously they like us, have a great, crowd. Like we get to see what it feels like when the other team false starts on 3rd and 9 and we're all clapping. They got the same thing. So, we'll just have to go out there and have some poise in the noise and make sure that we're having fun while we play.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centrist Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB? Did you know a lot of teams play better at home?
I heard some of that. I don't know, man.
Shane, I don't think we've got DB.
That might, don't turn me on. Because Sasha is already, killing me. Wait, I hear a lot of people talking, but I don't hear myself.
Yeah, I can hear me. I cannot hear DB at all. No, I don't like that. I like hearing you, DB. We don't want to do that. I like it when we talk to each other, though.
I feel like is that?
No, you're still gone. Do we want to try another headset here, guys?
No, we don't. That's Manfred's. Who sings "Blinded by the Light"? It's Manfred something.
No, Blinded by the Light.
Blinded.
Oh, there it is.
Whoa,
Hey, hey,
I was just about ready to sing, and I was gonna be lit.
Blind. Oh, you're right. Look at you.
Who is it?
Manfred's Man Earth. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, see, it's
It's a little Manfred Mann's Earth Band.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. They sound like they might be a little hippie.
They could
Well,
just
hippy
shorten
dippy.
it to Sasha Durkin, because what are we doing with these overhead lights?
The same thing we do literally every day.
This is
DB.
different,
No,
though.
it's not.
Are you promise?
I promise. This is the same. It just usually they're on when we get here. So the fact that they were turned on after we were sitting down, I think the contrast got you.
I need some Stevie Ray bands.
Some Stevie Wonder.
Some sunglasses. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's because
Oh.
you were sitting here already.
I do have some new binoculars. I'm not having you do them. I'll wait for bed. Never mind.
Listen, I'm really good at fixing your
These are like
binoculars.
actually good ones too. So
Oh yeah, you said you got new
they're
ones.
huge. So the trade-off to having good binocs
Yeah, they're big.
is having a heavy computer bag.
I mean, you don't have to keep them in your bag all the time.
Yeah, I do though.
Why?
Because when I go to the stadium, I have a routine: laptop, 3 cords, my snack mix, my router, my Bible, and my binoculars.
Yeah.
That's what goes in there. Oh, and 85 pens. And
Hold on. Let me see. What year is that Bible from? Is that like from your? I'm just like that's from when you were a kid, right?
No, it's not what I.
Oh, it's worn. It's well used.
Are you?
No, I've got one like this. It's got like the real thin pages like this.
Are you gonna make fun of pink and yellow highlighter?
Oh no. I mean, listen, you got to highlight in codes you can see. I haven't seen anything highlighted.
Back
yet,
then,
though,
I
so.
could see.
Back when? Back in the day?
So that's probably from 04 maybe.
Oh, okay, so it's got some use. Yeah.
Yeah, this is my favorite because it's.
Oh, I see you went a lot of New Testament here. Not a lot of highlighted stuff in the Old Testament, DB.
Yeah, I'm a huge New Testament guy.
I'm just saying there's some gems in the Old too.
It is, but I'm
check it out a
past
little
that cup. Hey, thank the Lord, I'm past I-409.
Yeah, that could get ugly for everybody. Eye for an eye, everybody ends up blind. That's what they tell me.
I'm not even gonna get into it. I had a meltdown Friday. I'm still mad about.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I
You're
am.
going to be okay?
Yeah, I just need a little more time to decompress.
Slow woosah.
Well, if I address it and I'm not fully over it, it's not gonna go well.
Sure. Yeah. No, you got to process.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I'm not gonna push it.
Yeah, I'm way past the Old Testament.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I don't see any highlighters yet here, DB.
Yeah, New Testament is all the way blown. You have to know where you came from, right?
Sure.
But I'm more now. You should be thankful because I am much more a turn the other cheek.
Oh yeah. I forgot IDB and I may not get along that well.
No, you're an hey. But I do think that's why the relationship works because you need a pound of flesh and I'm not that hungry.
Yeah. You already ate.
Yeah. So it's like B-Max said, what if he felt like yesterday you were really on one. I'm like, that's kind of run of the mill.
That was medium.
It's kind of I went back and I'm not a big go back and listen to.
Yeah, unless I feel like something really got away from me, I usually don't.
That Sam exchange was interesting. I feel like we need to bring Sam back on.
We can if you want to. I do not understand. And he brought it up to Rhule really yesterday when he's talking about.
He did. Yeah, that's why I went back and got it because that's what
he's on for Penn State at least.
So that's funny.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna let it go. I was like, that's just a hot button thing for Ravi. He wants to be equal. But I totally understood it though, because it's like, no, man, because you would kill Frost about that.
Absolutely.
It's like, no, he's still 3-9.
Yes.
So I appreciate the consistency.
Yeah. Like if I'm gonna do it to Nebraska, I gotta do it to other people.
Yeah.
I can't make Penn State the boogeyman at 4-6.
So I was just gonna let it go.
Yeah.
But then he doubled down asking the question. And how about Coach was kind of on one yesterday.
He was. I thought it was good. I liked it.
We got the proverbial going back home thing because the players hate that.
Yeah.
They that's their guy.
Also,
right? If you know what I mean, I'm just gonna give you
how they feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's their guy.
Sure. Yeah.
And he's with them. He knows what they say to them. They know what he's prepared them for to go to Penn State. For them, it's like, wait a minute, he's with us. What difference does it make?
Also,
but you do have to. Maybe you don't have to. I don't have any problems with asking the question.
I don't either.
But his answer, it's exactly how he feels.
So
I've been there a few times.
I thought he brought up if it was
more about the symbolism. I don't feel anything
if it was his first time going back, I would understand.
Yeah,
right. That's different. But I also
You see how he low key slid in when he went back there and beat him with Temple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I appreciated that. I also like how he slid in oh yeah, I hired their head coach.
Yeah,
just by the way,
out of high school.
I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was I at some point, and I don't know, maybe this is just me because I'm not very sentimental about certain things.
I'm not either.
And
I'm not either.
I'm very sentimental about other things, but
So Twitter just is not going to be my friend?
Yeah, I don't think Twitter's working. I think Twitter's down in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a you problem.
Deuce out, Twitter.
No, I feel
like a penguin.
I'm not Sipple, but I
have not seen him in 2 weeks. I wonder if he's.
Should we call him?
I wonder if he's the guest tonight on BRW.
Should we cold call him, see if he answers?
He's on air.
Yeah, I mean, we can wait for an hour. He's off at 8, right?
So I just sent him a snarky text.
Yeah, just be like, hey, call us at 8:01.
You look like you have bad hygiene.
Or no, 8:30 because we got Brett Ciancia at 8:01.
Should I tell him that?
Yeah, absolutely. Say, hey, Sip, take a shower.
Sip, you look like the type of guy that has bad hygiene. See what he says.
Wow. I also do wonder a lot when people are like, oh, you're going back home, whatever. It's like, when's the last time Matt Rhule lived in State College?
Hang on.
Yeah.
What do you think his response is?
I think he already responded.
No, it's picking up your first text.
Okay. My bad.
Look, it picked up all of it.
I know.
I feel like a penguin.
Stupid phone. I have to enunciate with every I and Brian Christopherson T and everything else just to even get it to pick up.
And I'm just over here
yapping. What do you think his response is going to be?
He's
question
like,
mark?
he probably, it's
what
either,
will he cuss?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that too.
Be like, DB, what the hell are you talking about?
Don't mealy mouth me.
Be like, you got to be
I
careful.
told him a
Gotta
couple
be
weeks ago we were
careful
gonna
here.
get him on, and I forgot.
Oh, come on. Oh, just call him.
I love talking to you guys. You get kind of squirrely and rambunctious. I'm like, what?
Says sip.
It's like, that was so grandpa-y.
Rambunctious.
That sounded like a grandpa.
Yeah, 100%.
But anyway.
You know, it's I just. When's the last time Matt Rhule lived in State College?
Oh, it's been a while. Like
College, right? I mean, it's 30, however many years.
Yeah. But I hear my heart.
Yeah.
I understand the question.
I do too. I'm not mad about the
I'm
question.
just telling you, anybody in Lincoln don't want to hear it.
At some place somewhere else, like I think, I get you understand where you're from or whatever, but like my wife was born in Washington.
State of?
Yeah.
I ask you that all the time. At some
Well,
point, I'll
she-
commit it to memory.
She lived in D.C. too, so it's a little confusing because it was military, so they bounced
Thank
back
you for
and forth.
letting me off the hook.
I try, you know, it's a reasonable mistake
Did
to make.
You say I try. You try to let me off the hook.
Sometimes
Let me know.
I'll let you know when it's
So I
happening.
know when I can wiggle.
But like she moved away from there when she was like 9,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you've lived in Omaha for 20 some years at this point.
Yeah. So I'll say this because context always matters.
Sure. Yeah.
And I gotta chill.
All right. You got chills throughout your body.
That was
Is
weird.
it because you like playing against road games?
Well, I'm actually not looking forward to this trip at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Why is
and
that?
I don't. Because I know the Pittsburgh area.
Hmm.
I know what it's like to navigate up there, and this is supposed to be 10 times worse.
Okay.
'Cause I love playing away games.
That's
so. Like I came back. I went to Pitt in like 05, and I came back and I said, "Man, their civil engineers must have been on heroin." No, I'm serious.
Why? What's that?
Dude, logistically navigating that city is incredibly difficult.
So I feel like you get that with a lot of East Coast cities.
I don't know. I don't know enough. It's just my synopsis from a couple of visits.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been to Hines. I've been to Three Rivers. I mean, same thing, just
yeah.
the name. I'm just telling you the frequency. It's twice. And it's just a tough place to navigate. Now, I am a little not refreshed. What is it when I don't know. I am not okay. I am relieved.
Okay.
To understand the logistics of it being kind of out of nowhere. So that doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I like peace.
You're like, I can deal with the solitude.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. And I mean, I tried to find a place to eat like 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
So I started on this thing. And I couldn't get into anywhere.
Mm.
Now, I do think you settled on a good place. But
Because Happy Valley is what, like 40,000?
man,
Or State College, I guess.
There's Pickens and then there's Slim. And the restaurant scene was Slim Pickens. So
Yeah, it's 41,000. So you're probably not going to have like a lot of really great places to eat there, if I had to guess, based on my experience at other places that are around that same population.
and I'm afraid because I wanted to know, I asked B if he was going to set up. Sometimes he'll get right off the plane, right off the bus, and go right to the stadium, and they'll set up. Sometimes they'll wait a little bit. And I don't know if they've done it in the certainly not. Kyle is not the type of dude to be doing the same day setup. So I should have known right off the jump that they were going to the stadium. Kyle doesn't strike me as even though it's a 6 p.m. kick, go over at 10 o'clock to set up.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do about 65 sound checks the day before, then just settle it. And he does go over with us now.
Kyle does?
On game day.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Decided to, join the crew.
Although I'm sure he dreads the drive over.
Why's that?
Well, he puts his AirPods in. Like, And don't think I don't know what you're doing.
He's probably not even. He's probably not even listening to anything. He just puts them in.
No, he is the type to pull that off. He's very crafty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not offended. He's just getting his game day. But I'm not looking forward to the trip.
Headley says it's like going out to eat in Grand Island. Grand Island actually has 12,000 more people than State College.
The comp is much smaller. People
think it's bigger than it is.
Yeah, so people will throw out things like my staff the other day, and I'm like, it's smaller than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's about 12,000 shy of Grand Island.
Yeah.
Love our people out in central Nebraska.
I'm a big GI guy.
Our old Tri-Cities fam out there.
Yeah, I talked to Doug on the Doug and Daddy show Friday.
Oh, yeah. You said you were going to do a spot.
Yeah. No, that was Thursday because I was on my way to Nebraska City.
Yeah.
Who would you like to make a wager on the heads this week?
All right, so we got Dylan and TJ.
No, today.
Oh, at Nebraska City today.
Thursday.
Oh, yeah. What day is it? Tuesday.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm used to having to go to practice today. Wait, we're done.
I'm kind of thinking, do we get a James Franklin since he got the job?
Maybe.
It seems like they're like not always the super obvious ones.
No, they're very creative.
Like they try and get a little clever. So I'm trying to get in the headspace.
I told you the week they had they're super creative.
Yeah.
Like, they've had the Julie Rhule thing.
Yep.
They get Dion.
You think we're gonna get Grunkmeyer? Do you think they can find a picture of Grunkmeyer?
Did I tell you when they gave me Jet Tamala?
No.
Oh yeah,
That's funny.
it's not.
That's a little funny. It may not be funny to you right now.
They're very It's a very snarky bunch.
But in general, that's a funny move.
Yeah. So each week you usually get one.
I usually get one of them. Yeah.
One out of the two.
I think I'm gonna go Franklin today.
James Franklin.
I think we're gonna get a Franklin one.
Yeah. Who's a storyline?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. There's not like a ton of them.
I have a sweet one that I haven't used yet. It's EJ superimposed holding the Heisman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're
Nice.
really cool. I don't know if it's Terry that actually does it,
Or if he's just the printer.
because his partner, he and his brother, there's a threesome out there.
You gotta be careful with those brothers.
Dude, they're nuts.
It's like Les and Lauren. Gotta watch out for those guys.
I think he was having a Budweiser the other day, last Thursday.
He's just out there,
At Valentino's, chilling.
just having a Bud Heavy.
Yeah.
Got the diesel going.
Yeah, it's a fantastic group. But anyway, so I got the Latif head, and we pit it with the Dylan. I liked yesterday. Because
The presser?
Yeah,
me too.
So the home thing, I'm glad they got out of the way because it was
gonna come up.
no, but it was speaking to me, right? So I wasn't listening like as a consumer of the information like normal, because I appreciated Sam exploring more because he's doing stories, right? So he needed to expound or needed to know if he was on the right track. So, but him asking the question forced me to go back and listen to the interview.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely has something in his, like a bee in his bonnet.
Then there was the question about going home. So I like that from a player's perspective and a coach being locked in perspective, because he's such an us against the world guy on the road. So the question, I was captivated by the question on how he's going to answer it, because could he still hold true to how he likes to travel? Will he not be distracted? Will it be, so the answer interests me. And then the other thing was, I've said this a lot as a guy that was hurt in a couple of different stops, of injuries of significance, right? I always have said rehab is a lonely, dark place.
Oh, yeah.
It's typically just your trainers, dealing with some pain, having to push through, doing the same thing over and over again, which none of us like to do at a high level. So this is corny, but it spoke to me. I like the journaling thing. If I would have been journaling or talking to somebody in college, I wouldn't have had to meet Jack Stark. So I'd rather have written the paper than having to go see a shrink. No, our psychologist.
Our sports psychologist.
Yeah.
If it's okay if you put sports in front of it.
Sure. Sure.
No, I'm
when a guy tells you don't take something more than 10 days in a row because it has an addictive component, you're probably not seeing him just because you want to share your thoughts.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
It could be a lot of things.
It's fine.
That's what they tell me about the Afrin nose spray that I use.
That's fine.
Thank you. I appreciate.
I got you.
It
could be a lot of things. You never know. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
How
long is this gonna last? 15 seconds.
I'm being so nice today. No, I did appreciate the journaling thing. That's kind of a couple weeks in a row. He sort of brought up like some mental health stuff. He brought up the Marshawn Nealon thing.
I can rock with that.
Yeah, I really appreciate that because obviously that's a big thing that I know that I'm not a terribly gracious person, but that is one of the things that I can really rock with and appreciate. Well, listen,
at least you know your shortcomings.
Super self-aware. Super self-aware.
Just don't really care to fix it.
I don't find it to be a problem.
Yeah. It's very Ravi.
It's served me well so far.
It's very rough.
Did you just laugh at your own
he
drop?
laughed at his own stuff.
I haven't heard that forever. I just thought it was.
It made you giggle?
It did make me.
Did you chortle? Wow. All right. Yeah. So I didn't.
No, I liked that a lot. That is one of the few soft spots I have for people is like mental health stuff is where like if they're willing to work on it and like willing to go through the process, because I do think it takes a level of one of the things I appreciate self-awareness. And I do think it takes a level of vulnerability to just say like, hey, yeah, I'm not doing well with this. Like I need to do better. And I want to do better.
Yeah. The day after surgery, they had an event of just a handful of guys is a live event. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Dylan and Caleb and a couple of other guys on stage. And you could just hear kind of what he was preparing, Dylan, getting it ready to prepare himself for. Mm-hmm. I just think it's interesting because remember for the last 2 years, the whole program's been about you.
Yeah.
Right. Your high school career has been about you, and you're getting ready to hit a new chapter where you're going to read and see a lot of things that don't have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
And it could potentially be at your expense, and you've got to be able to embrace that and it, at least on the surface, cheer for it.
Yeah.
Not easy to do.
Yeah, I do think there's,
especially at that age,
a perspective there that
no, Lee, that is absolutely impossible.
No, I have a heart. It is just very selective.
This is very small. It's 3 sizes too small.
I think it's just the right size for the amount of people I feel I need to care about.
Wow. Your level of being able to rationalize poor behavior is incredible.
Well, I wouldn't call it poor behavior. I would call it behavior maybe not everybody else understands.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
So that is the funny thing about me is no matter how irrational something I do or think seems, I can almost guarantee you I've thought about it.
Yeah.
Like there's not very many things that are just sort of off the cuff.
It reminds me yesterday.
You know,
we're doing like equipment check-in and helmet stuff, and I just wait to be assigned. And so Coach Lamont is like, I'm gonna go with Coach Sakura. You guys take the helmets. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay. So we're in there, and he's listening to music. And he's fun. You know, we get along well. So we're just in there, and he swung a helmet. It knocked over my Yeti. Mm. I was like, dang it! Like ice and my fruit hits the floor and stuff. And he goes, oh, just glad it wasn't vodka because I'd have to probably turn you in. I go, this is why you think through the response. I go, if it was vodka, I'd probably be a lot more upset. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
100%.
I'm willing to.
You're like, listen, I can.
That comes with it. And then, as my trainers are mortified that the strawberries are
What? What?
Angela, bless her heart, she's a gym. She's like, oh, it's infused. Yeah, you can call it that. It's probably been in there about 7 days.
Oh, so that strawberry stopped infusing a while ago.
Anywho,
I'm not wrong.
I swapped them out Saturday.
Yeah, I don't.
It takes a while.
Okay. When do they turn white? Because I think that's when they stop infusing.
What?
What?
I don't know. It wasn't all the way. It was pale.
Okay.
It was pale. It wasn't. What are you laughing?
I was 100% transparency here. I was trying to think of white people I could compare the color of the strawberries to.
Ravi.
So I was going to be like, was it like Austin White or was it like Shane White?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
They're both pretty.
Pretty white. But that's what I was trying. I was trying to find something that was a little like off-white, I guess. I couldn't think of one.
It's fine. Back to the presser.
I could only think of the whitest whites.
Wow. You got some issues, man. He said I'm the whitest. This is a big tell on yourself show. No, Austin for sure.
Yeah, he's got. Well, I don't know. Iowa and Western Nebraska have a.
Shane has had more time to be converted.
He's been in Omaha a lot longer. He's been in Omaha a lot longer. You're right.
Yeah, Austin can't help himself.
Austin's pretty new to the big city.
Dude, our text strand yesterday, just talking about 8-man football. I was like,
he's very Western Nebraska, isn't he?
Yeah. No, he said it best.
You
said it best. I mean, my man he turned a mobile home.
Oh yeah, he lived in a double wide in college.
Into a party house.
Yeah, it was his
college.
It was his dorm.
That's
what? That's true. I've never met somebody that was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna live in a double wide for college." Like, got it on lockdown. And I tried to ask him. I was like, "Was that
so? Why does Rico think I'm so white?"
It's all relative. You know, Rico's got some suave in him, some Rican.
I say he's got some Puerto.
Very little, it seems.
I think he's
like.
like.
Why do his Knicks suck on the road?
I think he's like half.
Hey, Phil.
I think he's half black, half Puerto Rican.
I don't know. Like, I have a problem.
Rico, can you confirm?
No,
I don't have a problem asking.
I need you to knock off being like. I get it. It's 2025. He would say whatever that. Like half and mixed, I think you need to stay away from.
I'm just going like DNA percentages here.
Well, it's certainly not half.
I think he's half Puerto Rican.
Do you understand how alleles work?
Yeah.
And chromosomes, the whole.
Yeah. You could be half.
I'm gonna go.
I mean, listen. If you get,
I'm gonna go that he with 100% certainty it is not half.
You mean more or less?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But the odds of it being a 50%er.
He says confirmed 50-50.
No, because if you take a real
okay, listen.
I'm not getting into
listen.
This.
I know what you're talking about. Like you take a DNA test, it'll be like 48% Puerto Rican and 2% Eastern European or whatever, right? Like
it's gonna be more than that.
But I get that if, like I'm saying, if
there's heavy dilution,
half of his family's from Puerto Rico and the other half is black, then we're gonna. I understand the actual percentages might be a little different. We're talking about like immediacy here.
No, generally speaking, as a rule of thumb, since we are on further political correctness,
he says mom is 100% Puerto Rican and dad is 100% black. That's what he just said.
100, huh?
Keep it 100, as the kids would say. Listen, as somebody who you don't totally understand this because whatever, you are very clearly black.
To some.
I think to most, I am sort of an ambiguous brown. So I get a lot. Growing up, I've gotten a lot of the, what are you?
This is going to be good.
So I'm very comfortable asking other people what they are because I've gotten it quite a bit. I swear to God, there was this one time my mom and Natasha and I were at a store and the lady doing the checkout or whatever, because of colors, thought that Natasha was my mom's daughter and that I was the one that married into the family. And Natasha's like, no, he's hers. I married in. And you can hear Natasha saying this.
Very much so.
And
I'm sure it was with the utmost kindness.
And then, well, it was okay until the checkout lady was like, "Oh, well, then what are you?" And Natasha was like, "I'm sorry." And I was like, "Natasha, it's fine. I've been getting this for a while." And so my mom, who's also a lovely woman, but a white, she's also used to the question. So she's like, "Oh, his dad's from India." It's like, "Oh, all right, whatever." But Natasha was like, "He's not a dog. What are you asking? What is he?"
Have you ever just wanted to answer human?
Oh, I have. I was like, "I'm a person." I've also, I'll be honest, I've lied to people a lot because I think it's funny. I used to get a lot in college because you may not know this, but going to a small evangelical college with a lot of kids from rural places don't have the most racial tact in the world. And so after the third day, when I'd gotten that question about 100 times, I just started making things up. There is a not small percentage of people I went to college with that think I'm Polynesian.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. And I'll be honest, when I started saying that, I didn't know what Polynesian was. But I was like, I bet they don't either then. So they'd be like, "Hey, what are you? Where are you from?" Like, "Oh, I'm Polynesian." They're like, "Oh," and they're too scared to ask follow-up questions. And so, yeah, there's a not insignificant number of people I went to college with that think I'm Polynesian.
Okay. Good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Are you all right?
Yeah.
I'm black and I'm open.
No, that's DB. Who, as we established, very clearly black.
Oh, man.
You good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Should I set the lineup?
Don't matter to me.
Yeah, we probably ought to go ahead and do that.
We've got, coming up at 8:00, we've got Brett Ciancia from Pick Six Previews.
My poor mom.
At 8:40, we've got
Who could be confused with lots of things. I'm sure she's traumatized right now.
Oh, you think your mom can?
Oh, yeah. Pretty straight hair.
I was going to ask, is it the hair?
Freckles. We got the pretty,
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. Listen, some of us are just out here. We're just out here living brown, you know? We're like UPS. What can brown do for you?
Oh.
Steve MARIK from Inside Nebraska is going to come talk to us about Nebraska hoops a little bit. And then Mark Wogenrich, publisher of Penn State on SI, is going to join us at 9:40 to talk a little Nittany Lions, and we can find out whether or not they're the best 4-6 team of all time.
Oh, you're just gonna hammer this, aren't you?
And listen, people are going to be like, "Oh, you better hope Nebraska." That has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with Nebraska wins or loses. This is not like good teams don't lose 6 games in a row. That's not a hot take. They don't. I've watched college football for.
Is that Stewie?
It sounds like Family Guy, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's definitely stupid.
What year is it? 2025. I've watched college football for 31 years. Never once have I seen a good football team lose 6 games in a row. It hasn't happened.
Could they be talented though?
Sure, absolutely. And that means you can lose to them. That's fine. You can lose to untalented teams too. We've seen that happen quite a bit. I also want to, do you not remember in the offseason when we're talking about, hey, we think James Franklin's actually done better than his recruiting rankings?
Yeah.
At what point did we just decide, like, oh my God, Penn State's been recruiting at this unbelievable? No, they haven't.
I understand.
A slightly better level than Nebraska, yes. If you want to make the argument, they've developed better at Penn State than at Nebraska for previous years.
Oh.
Sure, we can have that conversation. But you can't sit here and tell me that they're Ohio State because they're not.
Yeah.
I would argue they're not even as talented as Michigan. I would make that argument.
That's not true.
And I would feel good about it. I would make the argument about USC as well. Certain places.
So somebody asked me yesterday, I would hear, was it Sakura? It was somebody. I'd entertain the SC Penn State discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But remember what I said. I said, if Nebraska wins, this
Yes.
would by far and away
For sure.
be the most talented team Nebraska beat. That's where the whole conversation
And I pushed back
started.
with maybe Colorado last year. Now, across the board, Penn State's probably more talented.
Right, because
like
you have to win.
Yes.
So
Colorado's their best win so far.
yeah, they didn't beat Michigan.
Talent-wise.
They didn't beat SC.
Right, but what I'm saying is they're not like they lost to SC by 3 because
This is where you push back on the schedule thing.
Yes, right. And they lost to SC by 3, and I will die on the hill that if their starting quarterback doesn't get hurt, they win that game, and I don't even think it's a one-score game. If like they lost to Michigan, that's a game that they straight up lost because they gave up 3 huge run plays. That's fine. They lost that game. But I don't think Penn State is in a totally different league than those two teams. And Nebraska was obviously competitive and could play against both of those teams. It'd be like, well, Ravi was at home and blah, 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 and whatever.
Whose voice is that?
I don't know. It was just anybody. That was Shane this morning. Be like, the internet didn't work.
Hey, can you do the thing where you go like, urban?
Like Meyer? I don't have his dialect down very well.
That's the one I want you to slip into.
I'm not
And
Austin.
you have to catch yourself. Yeah. I wanted to have hear that.
His Tyrone.
Yeah. How'd it go again?
Tyrone.
That's how he said it?
Yeah.
That's great. Not riding with that guy anywhere
Just
again.
totally unprompted.
That's fine.
But no, I mean, like, I understand this is more talented than your typical 4-6 team. But if I get hammered for telling you,
Simple at the bottom.
hey, that actually sounds like Sip.
Just kidding. I wanted to see what your response would be.
All right, press send before I start talking again. Okay. I don't want to pick up my stuff. But if I'm going to get hammered for telling you
I love him.
that what were they when they played? 5-2 Minnesota team isn't very good, which they're not, by the way, then like the same thing can be true on the opposite side. You could have a really talented 4-6 team that like we've done this so many times. There's teams that why do we think there's teams that find ways to win, but we don't think there's teams that find ways to lose when we watched it for a decade?
Like, I understand.
I sat here for years, here or at another place, for years trying to tell people that Nebraska's talent wasn't the reason they were going 3-9. Nebraska's talent wasn't the reason they hadn't made a bowl game.
And I famously did not want to have the talent discussion.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I
was like, hey, when we get to the end of these games and they've lost to Maryland or Michigan State or whatever else, how many times do you say, oh, they didn't have good enough players?
My point exactly, right?
Yeah, I know. I told you. I heard both sides of it.
So, like, if Nebraska can find ways to lose, why can't Penn State just be like, hey, this is a team that finds ways to lose? You see it every year. That like just pick a conference. I'll tell you the teams that are better than their record. It doesn't matter. Like at some point, the record has to matter. I'm not here for the quality losses and look how
so
close
you're not one of those
them.
people who thinks Clemson is better than their record.
They're more talented than their record, sure, but that's my point. There's always teams that are more talented than their record.
Yeah.
Always, right? Like, Clemson finds ways to lose. Maybe it's because their head coach is a D-bag. I don't know. Maybe they don't like him very much.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, just, maybe like an LSU situation where you're like, hey, we don't really like this guy. Maybe we play better when he's gone. I don't know. Maybe Dabo Sweeney's been a little too self-righteous preaching about not going to the transfer portal. It's like, hey, maybe those guys could have helped you a little bit, bud. Not to mention, I'm still waiting for his resignation because he said as soon as they started paying players, he was gone. So that hasn't happened yet. So I'm still waiting on that. Any day now, Dabo. You didn't mean it? Okay, my bad.
Well, you got to understand, though.
Knock it off.
Like we see it every year, every single year. There are teams that have talent that are bad at football. It just is what it is.
Did Rico ever answer the question why the Tricks can't win on the road?
I don't think so.
Technically, they're only 0-4, so it's fine. I think 0-4.
Yeah, so Hot Danger says 24/7 has talent rankings where they account for everything, the transfer portal, recruiting, whatever. They've got Penn State just slightly ahead of USC. But again, Penn State has lost to Northwestern and UCLA, so that also matters.
Listen, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I let you go. The floor was yours.
I just like to
super long runway.
Bring it right back around.
You're Boeing 777.
I just, what are you guys taking this week? Is it a 777?
Not the 777.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It's too big.
Oh, because they don't have a real airport out there. Are you flying directly into State College? Oh, that's nice. At least you don't have to drive through the mountains.
Is it?
Maybe. I would think. You don't want to take
It's giving me Stillwater vibes.
Yeah. Dude, if we're going to go on something else I'm mad about.
Oh, Might take a break. Let's just vent.
Like, I'm just.
Hey, I got to have a conversation with Josh. I was talking to Mick at equipment turn-in yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. That'll be between me. His Mick D'Lo is funny. He's an amazing kid. He talk lines. He knows about lines. I was like, interesting. He was saying 9 to 8.5. I mean, he was pretty curt, and he goes, "Yep, that's him." He's 16.
That's all right. My middle school principal got me into betting.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I knew like spreads existed, but I'd never really like thought about them. And he used to bet me on Florida State games. Unfortunately for him, this was 1999, so I won all those bets.
Not that you remember. It's just fun because I love talking.
They were candy bar bets though, so it was legal. Don't get Dr. Bart in trouble.
He's one of those
good dude
players that I talk to every day.
Yeah,
because I realize I'm actually talking to Josh. They're the same person.
Oh, looky here, Hunter. Iowa has now lost 16 straight games to ranked teams. Where's the narrative on that one? Huh? Could we get a little no?
This dude.
It's Iowa though.
And Ben thought you were on one yesterday.
I thought that was like a medium at best.
That's probably true relative to the volatility.
That was like what I order at an Indian restaurant. I was like, I know I'm brown, but just give me the medium. I don't want the hot stuff. I've told you how Natasha and I order at restaurants, right? At Indian restaurants. I order her spice level, so I get it more mild, and then she orders mine so I get it more spicy for her because she wants like the hot stuff, and then she orders what I want, so that's like more mild for me because they always.
And it's mind blown.
Well, because if you walk into a real Indian restaurant
which I have several times,
are no whites in the kitchen, the food number you give them matters less than what you look like.
Yeah, we've had to really negotiate over the last 10, 12 years. Because it is certainly not that. It's like, 1 and a 5, that's a 3. That's not a 3.
No, that's a white 3. There's two different scales.
Stop.
There is. This is how the Indian food industry works.
All right, so we've got half, we got mixed, we got.
I didn't say mixed. I never said mixed.
Say what you got to say.
I never said mixed. I was only.
Why is that the voice you choose?
I was only using math.
What timeout?
Yeah.
Why is that the voice you use, Shane?
Don't be babbling like a fool.
Okay.
Wow, that seemed aggressive, Shane.
Cut out the jibber jabber.
And he's doubling down.
See, Husker Dominator knows there's a white scale for Indian food and there's a brown scale for Indian food.
I like him though.
It's accurate.
I give him some grace.
I've straight up told
Shane, you on the other hand?
I've straight up told him I was like, I need a white 3.
Asian mindset, same for
no, 100%. That's true.
He's right.
100% true.
He's right. Daniel feels offended.
I
could just imagine. I don't have to read anything he said.
Yeah, no. Oh, he said their place literally has an Indian hot, like as on the scale. He said they've got mild, medium, hot, very hot, and Indian hot. So like that makes sense. Most people just have 2 different scales and they just kind of eyeball you. They're like, you're a white 3. I do think they like pick up on my lack of accent too, and they're like, oh, he's not ready for the Indian scale. You know,
we have a coach on our staff that is super offended by this talk.
Really?
Because he fancies himself as a pretty good cook and one in which is tremendous with seasonings. You don't really know Cal though.
No, I don't.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, so why is he offended by this talk?
Because he likes seasonings. He likes to cook. He does not love the stereotype.
Gotcha.
So when we send food pictures amongst our staff,
yeah,
I was dry brining some steaks Sunday. It only had salt. The group text said, Coach Cal approved. It's just funny.
There's a guy that we used to work with.
Yeah.
Well, you used to work with, and I would hang out sometimes. Never actually worked there. I don't know if you know that. But I was there more than some people that did, but that's fine. One of our sort of ex-coworkers, I used to say he gave me boiled chicken energy because he was pretty white.
very hurt right now. You're gonna be all right?
Daniel, I don't think you can say that. Yeah. Do you need to know who it was?
Boiled chicken energy?
Yeah. It's like not a spice to be found.
I've never heard that. It's pretty good. Because I have said to be we seem like the type that would boil ribs.
Yeah, I mean, like you know exactly what I mean.
Oh.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Yeah, I just feel like it was the widest thing I could think of. Is who would
How'd we get here?
It's like who would boil
We
chicken?
were talking about Penn State and talent. And
It's Rico's fault. Probably Austin's.
I'm definitely blaming Austin.
Darren says boiled chicken energy is super disrespectful to the meat and the person.
I've never heard that. That would be a dig.
Oh yeah. Like I would never say that to you. I feel like you would fight me. That might be the one thing you'd be like, how dare you? Like that would actually get you to want to leave.
I guess I just never. I mean, I had a sense of how warped you were, but like you double down every day. It's incredible.
What do you mean I warped?
It's just there's the regular continuum, and then there's
Yeah, it's much like an Indian restaurant. You got the regular people continuum, and then you got the Ravi continuum.
Tonight, we
Suave said, "Don't make him call in."
Rico, we're not scared of you.
I've never really. I don't know. We might have to tell you to stay home one day.
You want to hang out with Rico?
Just let me and Rico take over.
Oh,
Would we be productive?
No, not even a little bit.
I think we could.
I
would challenge myself to be disciplined.
It depends on how comfortable he is around you. That's the variable that, like with Rico, because he'll try and stay on like task if he's like doesn't quite have the feel yet. But once you get him loose, as we've seen.
So like if I told him he wears 4.5s, I'd get that, Rico.
Yeah,
they'd look like 4.5s.
Those are 4s.
Anywho, should we take a break?
You'll have a chance to hang out with him next summer. I'm taking a little time off.
You don't want to get the Derek first?
No, we should probably take a break.
Oh, this is my guy.
He's your guy.
So do we take a break and then a shorty and then get to Brett or
let's get to Derek now, because otherwise I don't
right.
know if we'll get to it. So let's get to Derek now, and then we got to be quick here though, so we can actually get to a break. Derek, what do we got, buddy?
Hey, so just wanted to say, since I'm the only person from Western Nebraska who comes to this show.
That's not true. Austin is from Sydney, but we pay him to listen.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Western Nebraska is there's just not a lot of opportunity to meet other people of other races.
Yeah.
So you have to give them a little grace. So we have one black guy at my church, I think.
Nice.
And our church is like a wear jeans sort of church mostly.
Okay.
So he comes in a 3-piece white suit.
Love it.
One
I
day.
love it.
Oh Lord.
And
I love it.
And I go over and say, looking good. And he says, I'm just trying to fit in.
This might be my favorite person I've never met. This is incredible.
Derek, you're just all the way comfortable with us. Huh?
Yeah. All right. I don't really have anything else for today, so we can get to break, I guess.
Wait, so Derek,
that's incredible. Derek.
I ate breakfast Sunday. Someplace where I was, and this isn't the first time, but very different culturally, and I was the only minority, and I had a fantastic experience. I just wanted to put that out there.
Where was that?
Oh, I'll share off air.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
Derek,
that's not a strictly Western Nebraska thing, because there was only one black guy where I went to church too.
Oh Lord.
Oh, fair. I've just to get Ravi involved. There's a nice Indian place in Kimball, which is like right off the interstate. We went there once. I was the only non-Indian guy there.
Oh, so that was my follow-up question, because I was like, listen, I don't know what the population demographics of Kimball is like, I'll say if you were about to tell me there were white people cooking in there, I was like, you need to get better Indian food. But if there's Indians, you got a chance.
No,
you got a chance.
No, you know that you're in a good spot if everyone else is speaking a different language.
100%.
And
100%.
and it's not English.
100%.
You know the food's going to be good.
You're dead on. You are dead on. Derek, another terrific call. We appreciate you as always.
Oh my goodness.
It's a good call from Derek.
Looking good.
Just trying to fit in. That was the.
I immediately thought, what color is the suit?
Yeah.
It's horrible. I thought that.
What? It is. He said it was white. He said it was all white 3-piece suit. I mean, Matthew, I don't know if that's everybody's church.
Daniel?
No, I didn't.
That's a beautiful
Matthew, I don't know if that's.
And he's about as diverse as anybody that. I mean, just look at him.
Yeah, no, Matthew, I don't know about all churches in Nebraska. In fact, I know for a fact there are churches that have a lot more than that. The one I went to in particular, I only recall one.
Dude, is Derek the GOAT of our callers?
Dude, he's really good. He's batting 1,000 right now. He hasn't missed yet.
I think it's his delivery.
It's very unassuming.
But it's funny.
It is. Just dry. Dry. Like that boiled chicken. Dry, dry, dry. Brett Ciancia, I think, is still going to join the show today as long as he hasn't learned or listened to any of the first hour so far. I haven't got a text from my mom yet, so I think I'm okay. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live. We'll be right back.
The biggest positive in the first half, we had 0 turnovers. And, when you look at the final box, you have 20 assists and 5 turnovers against a physical, tough, deny passing lanes, get up full court and pressure you. To only have 5 turnovers in this game was a huge reason that we got it going. And listen, this team is built where it's not going to be the same guy every night. And tonight it was these 2 guys. Jamarcus had all 14 in the second half. I thought Burke was terrific all game long. And, our guys did a really good job of finding and screening for the guys that had it going. And, that's what it's all about is, I can't call a set play on every possession. I can't call, 30 timeouts to set something up. And our guys, the flow was incredible in this game, and you shoot 64% in the second half against a really good defensive team. So, yeah, I guess long-winded answer to your question, Wilson. I thought we handled the pressure.
We're in the neighborhood, just down the street. With a wide variety of home equity products to help you create a relaxing oasis. So you can kick back and relax in comfort. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Yeah, I mean, we hope so. We hope so. And I think that there were a couple of those that have way more in them than what they were able to show today, whether it's foul trouble or just, certain things. But Amaya Hargrove was great, pretty efficient, 7 for 7. I guess it's as good as it gets. And rebounded. She was our board man. We talk about board man gets paid, and she did a fantastic job coming away, just strong with some rebounds in there and sparked us. I thought the three she hit was huge. Just a lot of really good things from Amaya today. Yeah, I think that the confidence and, to be honest, we've seen a lot of that out of her since her freshman year on the offensive side of the ball, but I think that where she's made the biggest leap is just her confidence defensively, and if we need her to switch screens and she gets switched onto a point guard, it's like, okay, I'm going to sit and stay in front, and just understanding angles and the way she needs to play to be versatile defensively has been the biggest growth.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Now, the owner of Pick Six Previews, Brett Ciancia.
And a pass is picked off. Pick six. Pick six to the checkerboard end zone.
Pick Six Previews, the #1 most accurate college football preview.
Go, big man, go. It's a pick six.
Pick Six Previews with Brett Ciancia.
Pick six. Pick six. Give me all of it.
Here is Brett Ciancia.
Welcome back. Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Brett Ciancia of Pick Six Previews. Brett, how are we doing this morning?
Hey, doing great, guys. Thanks for having me. And can't believe we're late November now. 2 weeks left here. Conference races on the line. A lot to get into. But, yeah, thanks for having me.
B, so I got to start with, where do I want to start? Let's start with up in your neck of the woods. We're going to go to PA, Nebraska coming to State College. What'd you make the line?
Yeah, I have it closer than what we see on the books right now. I see it's double digits for Penn State. I find that hard to believe. I don't think Penn State should be a double digit on anybody right now. And I was impressed by TJ Lateef and his start at UCLA, Nebraska with a really strong pass defense on paper. So I have it Penn State by 3 or 4 points, and that's some home field advantage there. If you look in power ratings, they're about tied for me, honestly. So looked like more of a field goal game compared to that 10-point spread we see.
What do you think gets it to 10? Nebraska?
I think, well, you know, maybe a little bit still with the quarterback from the odds makers perspective. They only have one sample size on Lateef. I liked what I saw for sure. I think that there's a lot of angles you can do, especially coming off a bye week here. I'm sure there's going to be some wrinkles that they were able to get him installed and designed for. But I think people are maybe seeing that. I think that looking at Penn State, they had so many close losses. You can argue that they might be better than their record shows, even despite the coach firing and all that. And maybe against Michigan State, they finally saw them, get that W and strengthen a little bit. But no, like I said, I disagree with it. I think it should be about a field goal. Penn State does some nice stuff in the run game. Katron Allen just had a season high, career high for him. But it looks like a pretty one-dimensional offense. They've struggled throwing the ball with Ethan Grunkmeyer in there at quarterback. And the defense is down a lot of starters from week one when we had this NFL type defense. A lot of those guys are out. So yeah, I think it's going to be closer than 10.
So let me ask you this: when because we've been having this discussion the last day or so about what it means for a team to be better than their record, right? Because obviously there's a talent portion of that equation, but as you mentioned, down a lot of starters on the defense. We're down to Ethan Grunkmeyer, who's not exactly lit the world on fire in his 4 starts so far. And so I always wonder what people mean by that. When you say it, do you just look at, hey, this is a talent thing? Are your numbers telling you, hey, more times than not, they probably would have won more games than they have in the actual season? Like, what does that mean to you when you think a team is better than their record?
Yeah, mostly what it means to me is just close one-score decisions, and I hate bringing that up with Nebraska because you guys went through it that one year. I think it was like 3-9 was the record, but almost all those were one score. And I mean, if you watch those games, you think, man, Nebraska outplayed them, or it was at least like a 50-50 shot. So yeah, you look at Penn State; they had that overtime loss to Oregon, lost by 5 to UCLA, lost by 1 to Northwestern, lost by 1 to Iowa, lost by 3 to Indiana, and Oregon, Iowa, Indiana. Those are ranked caliber teams. So, there's no moral victories, guys. But I mean, there is a difference between losing by 1 or 2 or 3 points compared to 40 or 50 points. So they've been in almost every game. And then when you look at the talent on paper, you'd expect it to be there. So yeah, I mean, they fit the bill of they're better than 4 and 6 would suggest. I think that they're still a talented talented team here.
One last thing on Nebraska Penn State.
Here we go. Brett, I just want to say this and let him go. He has been on this for like 36 hours, very, very upset about the disrespect because he hated the 1-score loss stuff for Nebraska. So he's very upset about Penn State getting grace.
So, yeah, I've actually got 2 more things I like. So, number one, so I guess at one point in the season when you're looking at a team, because this is, I mean, we live this, like you mentioned, with Nebraska, we live this. It wasn't just the 3-9 season. It was like 7 years of this, right? So we're sitting here and I go, like, at what point, maybe it does take 4 or 5 years to be like, oh, this team just can't win close games. But like at what point over the course of the season, you go like, yeah, they maybe can keep games close, but they learn to lose. They find ways to lose as opposed to, your typical Minnesotas or Iowas where you go, hey, they kind of figure out ways to win. The opposite can be true, right, as well. So is there a point with a team like Penn State where you're like, hey, they keep games close, I think they're pretty talented, but they just can't figure out how to win? Like, is there a point where that switches for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was after 3 or 4 of those I started to really downgrade them. And you can see with my numbers, I have downgraded more than apparently Vegas because Vegas has it at 10 and I've got it down to the field goal. So, I try and evolve with the team as they show us what they really are. But I will say with the Nebraska examples of these, they seemed more random. Like it'd be a muffed punt or like a weird late penalty. Those games, I just remember that stretch was like crazy.
That's accurate.
Yeah, with Penn State, it's just like, they just can't find offense at key times. And I guess the Indiana game that I thought they would fold after the Indiana loss. So credit to Coach Terry Smith, the interim, getting them refocused, winning the game at Michigan State this week. You wonder emotionally how they're going to come out after dunking him in Gatorade. It seemed like almost a bowl atmosphere for them, like their season was on the line at Michigan State. We'll see if they can refocus here. Nebraska coming off the bye, I know they'll be focused.
Okay, last thing real quick about, and then I'll let DB talk. Sorry. So I do want to talk about the quarterbacks here real quick because you mentioned that maybe Vegas isn't giving TJ Lateef a whole lot of credit in this matchup and how they made their line. When you're looking at both 2 teams that have backup quarterbacks that are going to be the starters the rest of the way, where do you put value in one pretty good performance from TJ Lateef in a win versus several mediocre performances from Grunkmeyer in mostly losses?
Is it easier to calculate more data, whether it's good or bad?
How do you weigh that when it's like, hey, we know more about Ethan Grunkmeyer. I don't know if it's good, but we do know more. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, well, you're right. With Penn State, it's more predictable. I pretty much know what we're going to see from them with Grunkmeyer. There's really no surprises. They've showed us how many weeks in a row now what they're going to be. With Nebraska, I like the mystery behind door number 2 here because it's not even that much a mystery. We saw a full game from him, but I am intrigued by them coming off this bye week. And I think with Dana Holgorsen, he's really a mad scientist offensively. I think he's going to find some ways to get Lateef, to play to his strengths more than what he had with just 1 week to build for the UCLA game. So I think it's going to come out looking nice and maybe some surprises. So I'm going to take Nebraska's offense and their quarterback over Penn State and their quarterback.
All right, let's go. Let's rewind here a little bit because they're getting a generous number again. Florida's like the perfect testament to Ravi's point about the perception, and they're 3-7. Their defense gets a lot of praise. They keep them in a lot of games. They're getting another small number in 4 to Tennessee on the road. Maybe Tennessee isn't that good, but is last week any indication of where you think Florida has settled in now after a few weeks of a coaching kind of shuffle and who they're going to be?
Yeah, well, Florida, when they play their A game, I mean, they're like a top 15 caliber team. They can take down almost anybody. They were close against Georgia. Really a controversial review on this. There was a long ball down the field. It looked like it may have bounced, but they reviewed it, and it was questionable. Let's just say that was a toss-up game with Georgia. And then last week at Ole Miss, that was, again, a toss-up. I know the score is 34-24, but really it was a 3-point game late in that game, and they took Ole Miss to the brink. So anyway, when they bring their A game, they can compete with top 10 teams, but then they have these clunkers they threw out, like this 38-7 loss against Kentucky, one of the most lopsided performances in the SEC this year. Lagway was benched after his 3 picks. So, I mean, if you get the A game, they are at home here. That's going to help. If you get their A game, they could win it outright. It's just a matter of what team comes out. You just never know. Now that bowl season's off the table, off the card, you wonder about motivation and locker room stuff. There's things that numbers can't account for. No, they definitely have a shot at winning this if they just play their game.
Rewind. Did you learn more about USC or Iowa?
I learned more about USC, that they could grind out a tough game against a physical Big Ten team. That had been one of the hangups with Lincoln Riley the first couple of years here, is that against the wide open teams and the group of 5 teams, he can light them up. But how's he going to fare against a classic Big Ten defense and a grinded out game? He did just that. They rallied from behind too. They were down 21-7. If you spot Iowa 14 points with their run game and their defense, I don't know the percentages, but it's got to be really high that they're going to get the W. So for USC to hunker down there, down 21-7, score on 5 straight possessions, and really chip away at it too. He was patient, took his field goals. A lot of coaches might have gotten a little bit too excited, go for it on 4th down and come up short. So I learned a lot about Lincoln Riley as a coach and them as a team. They have some physicality that may have been missing. So I think they have a really good shot against Oregon this week, and what could be a playoff eliminator game in the Big Ten.
I think you were with me last week, but certainly with me on this team for the season. I said Oklahoma would go into Tuscaloosa and win. They got it done. You liked Oklahoma all year. You got to like them more now with just LSU and Missouri left on the slate, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. And this week they move into my projected playoff bracket here on Pick 6 Plus, the weekly stats and info package. You'll see them in there. And I think so because their 2 remaining teams have been downgraded significantly since when we looked at this back in August. I mean, Missouri now without their starting quarterback, and then LSU. I mean, this is a broken team, a broken offense.
Incredible
they were lucky to
what's happening.
Yeah, seriously. So back in August, I had that chalked up as a projected loss for Oklahoma, but now I've got them favored by double digits over LSU. So I think Oklahoma goes 10-2, and with that schedule, with that resume, that's a lock for me. That'd be a playoff team. We talked about it as one of the hardest schedules in college football history. So to go 10-2 and get some signature wins on the road, Tennessee, on the road at Alabama, that's a playoff roster for me, and Michigan too. Don't forget.
So let me talk to you about SEC and playoffs here a little bit. More likely for you that the SEC gets 5 teams or that the Big Ten manages to get 4?
I think more likely SEC with 5, because I think that this, like I just said, the USC Oregon game, I think is an eliminator. If USC takes a 3rd loss, they're out. If Oregon takes a 2nd loss with the head-to-head against USC, I could see them taking USC over Oregon because Oregon, the way that their schedule shook out, there weren't many ranked wins for them. So they're going to be, if they're in that 10-2 discussion with these other powerhouse teams, then they might be on the short end of the stick there. So the only other path for the Big Ten would be if you can get yet another Michigan over Ohio State upset. It's been how many years in a row? If they could do it again,
that's the cleanest way to get 4, right?
Right. Yeah, you do that. That's pretty much a lock because you'd have Oklahoma in there, or Michigan in there, and Ohio State's still strong enough, clearly, as an 11-1. So yeah, that's a path. I just don't see that one happening. Michigan, They can't really throw the ball effectively. They almost gave that game away against Northwestern, despite doubling them up in yardage. It was 3 late turnovers. So I don't see Michigan beating Ohio State. So I'm going to go SEC with 5. They have a lot more candidates right now that are in the mix, and I think it might break their way more likely than 4 for the Big Ten.
So let me look at it this way: process of elimination. Some combination of a Navy and Notre Dame are in. That's 2. You go 4-4 somehow with the Big Ten and the SEC. Is it easier to justify 2 from the Big 12 or 5 from the SEC?
Well, if I was in charge, I think that you should balance it out a little bit more, especially if teams have impressed. But I'm not in charge here. It's the committee, and we know how the committee treats these teams like they're the minor leagues, talking about the Big 12 and the ACC. So, I think the key to the game is if you're 10-2, you're in the discussion. You have the resumes. They're gonna stack the resumes against each other and look at it. But when you look, I did this last night when I was putting together my projection. I had it down that there'd be 3 spots for these 4: Oklahoma, Bama, Miami, Notre Dame. And I have them all finishing 10-2. They're all similar schedule strengths, maybe a slight edge to Oklahoma and Bama, but there's head-to-head cards in between there. So picking 3 out of those 4, I went with Oklahoma, Bama, and then I went Miami over Notre Dame. And I don't know why this is
controversial, but because of head-to-head. But Notre Dame looks like the better team.
They do, and they're going to finish 10-2, same record as Miami. If you look at their record against the top 25 or the top 35, they're similar. They're both 2-2. Schedule strength is about the same. It's like 30th versus 25th, and they have the head-to-head card. So, if Notre Dame had something like 5 ranked wins and they had this crazy resume, maybe that would supersede the head-to-head, but they look pretty even on paper. And I know that maybe right now Notre Dame is playing stronger football, but what week doesn't it count for the head-to-head? I think that has to carry a lot of weight when it's the 2 teams in question. So, again, I'm not the committee. I know that they just go against whatever rules, whatever precedents they set, they flip it. So, but that's where I would do it right now.
Let me ask you this: more apt to get 2 from the Big 12 or 2 from the ACC?
I think the ACC, for that reason. I think that Miami would have a strong case here at the end of the day if they're 10-2. And again, that would be as an at-large, because they are pretty much boxed out of the ACC title game, meaning that Georgia Tech or UVA would be the bid stealer. They probably wouldn't make the top 12 on their own merits, but that's going to be a bid thief, and they're going to take that one, leaving a spot for Miami or Notre Dame. So I think Miami has a better shot than a BYU conference title runner-up if they were to lose twice to Texas Tech. So
all right,
let me that way.
All right. So you can see I'm whittling it down to get the 5th SEC team out. So I'm going to ask every angle of this question. Can Miami and Notre Dame both get in?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that the committee has a problem here. They're going to have to either put them both in or just Miami. I don't think you can justify doing just Notre Dame.
All right. Based on your answers,
yeah,
we got Notre Dame, Miami, a Navy, another team from the ACC, and 2 from the Big 12. You can only go potentially 3-4 in the Big 10 and the SEC if you're right. If you're right, I don't see a path to get a 5th in the SEC in.
Yeah, so the way I shook it out right now is that I didn't do the Miami and Notre Dame. I put Miami over them, which I know is controversial. And if I tweet that out, I'm going to get 100 replies from Notre Dame fans. But like I said, I had 3 spots left, and it came down to Oklahoma, Bama, which would be your 4th and 5th SECs that we're talking about. I think Oklahoma and Bama have better cases than Miami and Notre Dame. And I'm no SEC guy. I'm based in Pennsylvania. I'm just looking at this objectively. So, that's how I shook it out right now, is I'd have 5 SEC and then only Miami. So that's how we shuffle the chairs around here. It'd be Notre Dame on the short end of the stick. We'll see what happens tonight.
Which games are you looking at this week? As obviously we mentioned some playoff eliminators coming up here. Which games are you looking at this week that you think are going to tell you the most about some of the playoff contenders?
Yeah, well, when you're talking playoff contenders, that does still mean that ACC automatic bid. So keep an eye on Georgia Tech versus Pitt. I know Pitt got the big loss against Notre Dame, but as Narduzzi stated, that doesn't matter for ACC rankings. And
he had a bad
right.
Week. Yeah, that had a bad.
They got to refocus here because they still have a lot at stake. They have Georgia Tech and Miami the next 2 weeks. If they win out, I think they're in that ACC title game. But yeah, keep an eye on Tech versus Pitt. We talked Oregon, USC. That could be an eliminator right there. BYU, Cincinnati over in the Big 12 because we're trying to find that second Big 12 team to face Texas Tech. BYU sitting there with just the one loss. And then if they lose to Cincinnati, you have a big crowd of 2 lost teams. In that scenario, Utah would actually get the tiebreaker. So that could really throw a wrench into the Big 12 race. And then the SEC, Missouri, Oklahoma. We just had the big playoff discussion. That was assuming Oklahoma survives and goes 2-0 here against Missouri, LSU. Missouri's still got a great defense, a power run game. There's a lot to like from them. That's no guarantee. I have it by about Oklahoma by 4 points. So that's not a guarantee at all. Keep an eye on that one as a potential playoff bracket buster.
This isn't super popular because they're flying under the radar at number 12. What do you do with Vanderbilt if they beat Kentucky and Tennessee?
Yeah, well, if that happens and they join that discussion I was having about Oklahoma and Bama for that 4th and 5th SEC spot. Now, they have a couple head-to-head losses that are going to hurt. They have that key loss to Alabama, and it was a bit of a blowout too, 30-14. That might hold a lot of weight if you're trying to.
Although it got the late score.
True.
Was that like a 30? The late touchdown run.
That's true. So we'll call it it was about a 23 to about a 10-point game, not 16 or 17. But I will say this, that would hurt, just a head-to-head card with them. And then I wonder if Tennessee, if they take a couple losses, they're going to even finish as a ranked team. So I'm just looking at Vanderbilt's resume. Who would the ranked wins be over? It'd be, I guess, Missouri if they were to finish ranked. And I know they're on the fringe. Otherwise, they're not going to have a ranked win on there. When you look at Oklahoma and Bama, the other SEC contenders, they've got much more on the plate. So I think Vanderbilt might be boxed out just on their resume strength.
This isn't popular because he wins a lot of games. I don't love Oregon's resume, but if I asked you, I ask every week somebody smarter than me, so it comes up multiple times. Is Oregon good?
Yeah, that's a valid question because we're sitting here. It's November 18th. By now, everyone has played a handful of ranked teams. Oregon just played one, and it was Indiana. Because, of course, the Penn State team is not a top 25 caliber team now that the dust has settled. I guess Iowa is right there in the top 25 on the fringe. But, yeah, we don't have as many data points against top teams as others. So they're going to need to beat USC. Here's the thing with Oregon. If they go 11-1, they're in. There's really no discussion about it. But if they drop a game and they enter this big crowded field of 10-2s, I think they're on the outside looking in for that reason you just said, is they're not going to have as many ranked wins or tests. We don't really know what we have with them. We just saw them against Indiana, and that's kind of it. I mean, the Iowa game was really rainy, and they grinded it out. That was kind of a coin flip game. So, yeah, of all the contenders, we know the least about Oregon.
So could I interest you in wins over Power 4 opponents? And it looks like A&M only has the one over Missouri. Is A&M good?
With Texas A&M, this is one of those where when you take divisions out of a super conference and you only play 8 conference games, they somehow dodged all the teams that we're talking about for playoff. I mean, no Georgia, no Bama, no Oklahoma.
Well, they have Notre Dame.
They do have Notre Dame, right? And then I guess Texas, their biggest game is still coming. But
and Samford.
Yeah, not to be confused with Stanford. They got an FCS powerhouse this week. No, it's the SEC's off week, guys. Don't forget.
Hey, be careful with 1 and 10.
But I mean 2 wins against Power 4 opponents.
Yeah,
or with winning records, I should say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's true. And a lot of these, I mean, the South Carolina comeback win was, I mean, almost miraculous to be down 30-3. I think it was the first time in SEC history. Missouri was a solid win. They beat them by 21. LSU, they took care of business there. Florida got some margin on them by 17. But so, I mean, yeah, I like A&M. My numbers suggest they're still top 5. I wouldn't argue that number 1 or 2 in the country, but coming in 10-0, win over Notre Dame. They're a solid top 5 team for now.
They don't have a single win in the top half of the SEC.
I know. It's a weird.
It's basically Indiana last year.
It's a weird resume. you can't make the case because they lost, but the Notre Dame, man, they played that game again. Notre Dame beats them, and it was a bad hold. How big is this for BYU? I get it, it's big, but in the grand scheme of things, if the Big 12 wants to, what does a BYU win on the road as just a slight fave at Cincinnati do for their playoff chances?
Well, it keeps them alive for the at-large.
Is that the best they can do?
Yeah, well, no. If BYU wins the conference title game outright, then there's a shot that the Big 12 can get 2 in there. I think Texas Tech's resume might be strong enough that if they were to go and say lose by a field goal to BYU, BYU gets the automatic. Texas Tech, you could argue, would have the margins and the game dominance, the game grader strong enough to maybe still get in there. That's the Big 12's best bet. Because I don't think if BYU were to lose twice or to lose to Texas Tech a second time, I don't know how you would justify them to be in the bracket. So, yeah, you want to win and keep those options available. If they lose, like I said earlier, it opens up a big pack of 7 and 2 potential Big 12 teams, 2 lost teams. And in tiebreak scenarios, it'd actually be Utah that goes to the conference title game. So BYU would be totally knocked out of there. But, yeah, don't overlook the Cincinnati team. I know they're fresh off the loss. You guys played him back in August, but Brennan Sorsby's had a great year at quarterback. Their run game really got going last week despite the loss. So we'll see if they can get their points and their yards against a tough BYU defense. I think Big Noon is over there. They're getting the Big Noon treatment. It should be a good one.
Yeah, I'm just happy because I said after we got back from Kansas City that this win would age well. So I really needed Cincinnati to have the season they had. How are you parsing through a team like Navy and North Texas?
Well, I was looking at this group of 5 spot, and it seems like every week we pick an AAC team and they lose. It's like musical chairs over there for who's going to be the bid. So actually coming into last week, I put James Madison as my projection to make it because I thought they had a cleaner path to 12-1. And at the time, their loss, I don't want to call it a good loss, but it was only by 14 to Louisville, who at the time was top 10, top 15. So I guess that loss has gotten a little bit worse. But I don't know. The AAC, they keep beating each other up. So at what point do you look to other conferences? So I was considering James Madison for this spot, and we'll see how it shakes out. But, yeah, North Texas, I think Navy's got really long odds if you look at it. The markets do not like Navy for the playoff for whatever reason. Maybe it's that defense, but got to give them credit for their record so far.
That is our guy, Brett Ciancia from Pick 6 Previews. Brett, appreciate the time. As always, good stuff.
Fantastic.
Hey, yeah, good luck, Nebraska, for all you fans coming out to the Keystone State here. Glad to have you, and enjoy your trip, and we'll see what happens Saturday. Should be a good one.
Thanks, B.
See ya.
That is Brett Ciancia from Pick 6 Previews.
You're a Navy. You're a
what?
Service Academy honk.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
If they beat Memphis this week,
I hope they get in. They better. Although I thought, I was told that the only reason James Madison was good was because of Kurt Signetti. Are they still okay? Are they still pretty good?
Oh boy.
So it may not have been like magic and witchcraft.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Okay, I was just wondering.
Win with class.
No, he's a good coach, obviously. Just
Win with class. Sing that song.
Just curious. Just wondering.
Win with class.
Google.
Maybe Navy's not in it.
Google James. I hope they.
It's time to attack.
So I do wonder.
I almost. So he's on.
Yeah,
he's in my front seat. He himself is not in my front seat.
That'd be awkward.
His
likeness
is in my. I put him back.
You weren't trying to get me gassed up today?
No, I was.
That
big,
worked.
I was big into Dear Diaries.
Yeah.
So I went with Rhule.
Yeah, I like it. We got a good combo there.
I'm a terrible writer, but I am all in on long rehabs, sharing my thoughts.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have told me how to handle that.
I like that Coach Rhule shared kind of the part about him writing down his thoughts through the Carolina firing. Like that takes some stones. Like that takes some vulnerability. I appreciate that.
Somewhere Dumas is laughing at me. I'm just going to tell you, writing in a diary, much easier than fighting police and going to jail.
I would imagine.
It's so much easier.
I've done one. I have not done the other.
Yeah.
I'll let you guess which is which.
You could probably do both.
Yeah, I need a couple mulligans.
If you did the one, you could probably write about
There's
it.
There's probably 4 in my life I'd take back.
Now you want back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys that says, "Oh, I never would have gone through it." No, I can't learn if you don't. No, I'd rather not have gone through it.
Well, you're an educator, so you understand. Like, there's different ways to learn the lesson. Not all of them have to be from handcuffs.
Wow.
I was just using your example.
Actually. What? We'll have to get into the details. They threw me on the ground first, then the handcuffs. The face plant hurt.
So you learned the lesson in the 30 seconds between the face plant and the handcuffs? Or?
I felt like I held my own longer than 30 seconds.
What do you mean held your own? You mean resisted arrest? What do you mean hold your own in that situation?
Does it always have to be about the details?
I'm trying to figure out what you mean.
I figured you probably just tripped.
Hey, I'm tripping. I'm sliding. I'm back.
What are we talking about here? You gonna be all right?
No. No.
Do we need to take...
we keeping the book right now? We ask.
Do we need to take it?
I was talking about my Raiders last night.
They were pretty bad.
Yeah, we're gonna need to take a break.
All right, let's take a break. It's fine. Everything's fine.
No, it's not fine. The Raiders suck.
The Raiders do suck. They're so bad.
They're terrible. They're the worst team in the history of teams.
That's not true.
Glad I thought they'd be a thorn in the side of some teams in the league this year.
Well, we all have misses.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's all right. You know what's not a miss, though? Calling our guys over at Next Gen Male Medical. They don't miss. They've got you covered no matter what you need to get feeling like yourself again. DB might have to call him after today's show because I don't know that he's feeling like himself after what we've been through today. But you can give him a call, 402-614-9700, whether it's energy, whether it's weight loss, whether you just need a little bit more pep in your step. Give Next Gen Male Medical a call, 402-614-9700. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
They want us to play on national TV, so I love it. Our league is unique in that they have tolerances for certain teams. So certain teams have in the rules that they don't have to play late in the year. We don't have those tolerances. So, go play on NBC, national TV. Do I love getting back at 3 o'clock in the morning and playing Friday at 11? Yeah. We'll go do something tough. But that's now you guys know why I say things like, hey, let's stop fighting as a Husker Nation. Let's all come together because we got bigger fish to fry. So, but that's, 4 night games this year? 4 road night games this year. So, everyone's going to get a chance to see our defense fly around. I think we're in the top in a lot of defensive categories. I think we're second in completion percentage. You're going to get to see the O-line, Emmett, and versus a great Penn State defense. And will put us under a little duress. Okay, but we'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, we got into the teeth of that zone a little bit more and played inside out, and I think our pace finally wore into them. pace isn't necessarily going to wear into a team the first half, but as you have to play against it for 40 minutes, all of a sudden you're going to be a half step slow and you're going to get some easier baskets. So the ball moved better. I thought our action off the ball was better the second half. But it's, I think our pace probably wore into him. Yeah, I wanted to see it. He had 4 assists, no turnovers, so I like that part of it. It's an opportunity to kind of play a different lineup at times. But we're still trying to kind of find this rotation and what's best for us. I thought obviously we got 39 points, 36 points off the bench tonight, so there were some good contributions there.
Imagine your first dream home and the feeling of walking inside for the first time. With Centrist Federal Credit Union's First Time Home Buyers program, you are at the doorstep of bringing your vision to life. Welcome home. From your neighborhood mortgage experts, Centrist Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, presented by Centrist Federal Credit Union, reminding you it's already time to think about buying holiday gifts, decor, food, and more. This holiday season, give yourself the gift of savings while shopping with the Centrist Federal Credit Union Visa debit card. It rounds up to the nearest whole dollar every purchase you make and transfers that difference from your checking to your savings account. It's a simple way to help grow your savings through the holiday season. Learn more about Centrist Roundup at centristfcu.org. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Rico, let's throw up the updated QB.
Is he talking to us? Oh, he's probably not talking to me.
Well, we'll see. He's got. Let's get the graphic up there for our.
It might have been the Knicks barb.
Well, he is a.
I'm finally out of the cellar. No pun intended.
He's a sensitive guy sometimes. He's got a lot of big feelings.
Playing without Nico Iamaleava. Devin Gardner.
What happened? There we go. Yeah. So you are. What's happening with the graphic here, Rico?
It's his shoes might be on too tight. And he pulled it down. He's like, yeah, F those guys.
TK's winning. I saw that. Roston's in second. I am in third, which is a miracle.
235 is like smooth.
Dude, look at TK.
Nah, he
252.
And nobody's gonna beat their chest like TK.
You know why? Well, yeah, he's the one that reminds me to get to it every week.
Every week.
TK
wants to know where.
Hey, can we get the updated scores?
I'm glad he's in court right now.
He's the only one that has healthy quarterbacks.
Well, and he has Haynes King and Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza's going to be the MVP.
And
of this,
look
of this
who's
thing.
balling now. He's stealing huge points every week with Gunnar Stockton.
He is stealing points with Gunnar Stockton.
I mean,
all right.
That's a great.
Right.
That's
a
a
good
great
draft.
pick.
It's a really good draft.
The Gunners.
It's a really good draft.
I don't know. Headley Lamar. What the heck, Rico? Hey, Suave. I explained it too, man.
What do we explain?
That he just, when he walked in, he kind of just gave me little kid vibes. So I just was like, because he's a little guy. I don't mean to be offensive. That's fine. He said he was going to put his shoe in my bunda.
All 10 and a half.
He dropped bunda. I was like, oh, he's going to get me with my own word. That's fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
He
It'll
did
be all
have
right.
a nice little move. Who was that he freaked?
I think it was Colin.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Colin's a pretty good athlete.
No, he actually is.
Yeah, Colin's a pretty good athlete.
He had a good change of direction.
He did. Yeah, that was he did the little whoop.
I just was surprised that his back could. He gave me cat back.
Oh
arch
yeah,
vibes. He like went. Wait.
Yeah, he did. It was good. It was a good little juke move there.
Yeah,
he was hurting for a few days. I'm not gonna lie to you though.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he was struggling a little bit.
Listen, I can't even tell the story.
Rico says, thought we was cool. No more.
No, that's how I thought. You've been on punishment for like 3 weeks, but I will admit that you did force me to not like him.
Well, I didn't force you.
You told me every day you'd bring up something bad that he did. And I was like, oh, should I be out on Rico?
No, listen,
I rode with Rico longer than anybody.
I'm not out on Rico. You had a misunderstanding of who Rico was.
Well, I'm kind of seeing it now.
Yeah. Like there's a reason.
The dude threatened to put his foot in my rear end. Who does that?
There's a reason I like Rico. It's because he's not very nice.
No, and he just hit you too.
Wow.
No, it is true though.
It's not necessary to say.
He said, "I'm a great person." I don't know.
That seems aggressive.
I don't know.
Seems aggressive. No, it's fine. It'll be fine.
I'm still mad. Rico, can you put that graphic back up, please, babe? So, can you believe some of this though? Let's just take a look at all disappointing seasons. I'm not even going to count Drew Aller because he's hurt. But
wasn't playing great, but he's hurt. Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about guys like Austin Simmons,
benched,
DJ Lagway,
bad and benched.
So CJ Bailey's probably going to be on the move, but is he good?
He's better than so CJ Bailey is tied for second on Tim's team for points.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm just trying to stay out of the cellar. Can I catch KB?
Yeah, because he's not going to get any points from Simmons. All your guys are still playing, except Jackson Arnold's not. I don't know why I always want to call him Jackson Darnold.
Because of Sam.
Yeah, probably.
And Dart.
Yeah, that is right. Jackson Arnold isn't still playing. Neither is Austin Simmons. So you have a chance to run him down, I think.
I mean, Julian Sand, 47 points. Arch all of a sudden has a pulse.
Can I tell you what, though?
He's stealing with Dante Moore.
He is. But can I just tell you something about...
Do you know people talk about Dante Moore getting drafted in the first round?
Why?
Dude,
I'm just saying, Arch Manning, I get that the numbers are better. If you watch him, he's still not good. They figure out a way to play around him.
So T-Mac has the perfect kind of analysis for that because he's a UT fan. He's not fooled either. He's not. And I think Texas fans aren't fooled.
I don't think so. I put out a poll on Twitter this weekend about if
I missed it.
If Nebraska or if Texas would be in a better spot if they still had Quinn Ewers, who nobody liked, by the way. Everybody was like, he's fine, whatever.
But before you finish the thought.
Yeah.
No, go ahead and then let me say it.
And then I said, would they be better off if they had Quinn Ewers or Arch Manning this year? If they had Quinn Ewers for another year. And 92% said yes, they'd be better off if they still had Quinn.
Isn't Arch giving you the Quinn Ewers discussion vibe, though?
Now, yes. Because I think they thought he could do more, and they tried to ask him to do more. And they're like, oh, he cannot do more. And now they put the Quinn Ewers game plan back in so that they have a functional team again.
Just the inability to get vertical in the passing game with any sort of accuracy.
Horrible.
Interesting. Hey, KB, you're twisting this.
Go look at the drops.
I'm not, KB. I was cheering for you.
I don't have to go look at the drops. I've watched the games. I don't think he's very good.
Look at T-Mac's bottom line, though.
That's fine.
Better offensive line and better receivers.
Okay.
It does seem a little fool's goldy.
I was told that these receivers were supposed to be good. Are they not good, or is Arch not good?
He still didn't use Golden correctly last year, but Golden also was a high draft pick.
Like Somebody tell me which one's true about the receivers because they were supposed to be good again.
God, that looks mildly disgusting. Did you see that?
I did not.
Fireball blazing apple.
Let's get to our guy Steve MARIK here. He is here to talk a little Nebraska basketball
He's
with
got
us.
range for days.
Yeah, we might talk about a few other things as well. Steve, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Ravi. Thanks for having me on. I'm doing great.
Wait, just Ravi? I thought we were boys. Steve, we go way
Yeah, I
back.
know, Dave.
It's like, oh yeah, I'll
to be
talk
honest with you guys, it's my first time on here, so I didn't really know how to like. Do I go Damon? Do I go Ravi at the same time? Do I just do one of them? So I'm learning.
Steve, you know one of the things you're going to say when you hang up this phone? Those guys are so easy.
What?
I get to say and do whatever I want to. They're a bunch of idiots anyway. So, like, there's zero pressure. You're going to leave with a feel-good moment.
Good. I'm excited.
Let's ride.
I mean, speaking of feel-good moments, let's start with Nebraska versus Oklahoma. Obviously, that didn't start the way Nebraska wanted it to. As you're watching that game kind of unfold, what stood out to you the most between Nebraska's, I mean, obviously the spurtability, getting like 35 points in 8 minutes, the resolve to not fold after getting punched in the mouth early. Like, what stood out to you as that game unfolded for Nebraska?
Yeah, I'd have to go. Man, it was such an electric atmosphere over there. I'd have to go with the resiliency though. Because in past seasons and past games, we've seen, opponents throw that first punch and Nebraska not really respond the way that you'd like them to. But man, they did exactly that, what you wanted to in that game, because, they get down 10-0 right away. And then you're thinking, oh boy, here we go. But then Price Sanford, he gets those 2 threes to fall, and it just like unlocks everything, and it got the crowd into it, and the place was juiced immediately, like when those 2 threes fell. And yeah, I'd have to go resiliency just because it did not have the vibe that everybody wanted in those first few minutes, just because Oklahoma came out and they were flashing their athleticism. I mean, those dudes could run and jump, and they were so long, and it just looked like one of those teams that was going to give Nebraska problems and fits. But you know what? When that offense gets clicking, when those shots fall, Nebraska, I mean, that offense can hang with anybody, and that can lead to the team beating anybody, I believe.
Yeah, so this is interesting, Steve, because I said this when Price played with Caleb on the shoe circuit, and I got a chance to – and played against him before that. So I got a chance to see his temperament and his personality. And I said when Nebraska got him out of the portal, I told Ravi and our listeners, I said, the one thing about Price is he's highly competitive, and he plays really, really hard. So you get to see that with his game, right? He's more than just a shooter. He can get downhill. He's super aggressive. When you combine him with guys like Frager, Hoiberg, Jacobson, and I'm not necessarily comparing to Creighton's program, but Max said something interesting the other day that I think is a quiet benefit for Coach Hoiberg. Mac basically threw the gauntlet down and said, listen, I don't want to have to coach effort and energy and want to. Like, I want to coach basketball. Do you think it's a quiet gem with Coach Hoiberg that his guys seem to play so hard? Like, it seems like that's about 65% of it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Damon. And, I think it's just like when you look at Price's background and where he came from in Waukee Northwest and that program there, I mean, he's obviously been coached well. He's obviously played for a really good program over there. And, Fred talks about it all the time. They're going to be a portal team every single offseason. I mean, they're going to take 1 or 2 high school kids, but for the most part, they're going to be reloading through the transfer portal now, just like a lot of other college programs across the country. But one thing that Fred always says that what he looks for is the fit, the culture fit inside the program, and what's expected of players when they get in there. And I think a big thing with Fred is exactly what you said, Damon, is playing hard, playing to your abilities. And I think when Price Sanford, that's exactly the type of player that Fred was kind of looking for. And on top of that, he's a 6'7" wing and who can be a really dangerous 3-point shooter. And so when you get multiple of those guys, on the team, understanding their roles. I mean, you talk about Sam Hoiberg and the impact that he's had. Say what you want about Sam, but he knows his role to a T, and he absolutely executes his role every single game.
You get a healthy Frager, like you get some active, long. I mean, those guys get in you.
And Frager, Frager is so fun to watch, man. I mean, he is 6'7", 200. I mean, he's listed at 215, but he's probably like 220 right now. And you talk about the length, and you talk about his explosive athleticism.
He's bouncy, isn't he?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I was happy to see Price, put the ball on the deck and beat his man in that first half to help kind of spark that whole offensive run that they had and get back into the game. And he goes up and slams it down with two hands, and the place gets juiced. I mean, Price can do some of that stuff that Frager does as well. And we're just starting to learn about what Price Sanford can be here because he came off the bench last year, or the past 2 seasons at Iowa, was kind of stuck in his bench role. But now, he's got new life here in Lincoln. And I think as we've seen his past 3 games, I mean, what is he averaging? Like 22.5 points, four rebounds, almost 4 assists. He's shooting 50% from the 3-point line, 13 threes in his past 3 games. I mean,
he's a hunter.
Sanford,
he's a hunter.
Yeah, and I think what I like about most Damon is his confidence. You can just tell that he understands. He can get on that court, and he's like looking at all these Oklahoma guys and like, yeah, all right, let's go, let's play ball. And I love that about him.
Let me ask, so I've asked all the kind of the hoops aficionados and people that cover this program, because sometimes we'll go back and we'll look at revisionist history and we're like, oh yeah, but Nebraska's kind of feeling their way along last year, and there's some ups and downs. You run a message board and you get the sentiment. But the basketball guys kind of kept saying, hey, you guys got to understand something. They're missing Rank Mass. The team was built around his skill sets. Buchengel is having to be misused a little bit. He's having to do more than he would if Rank was playing. And so we heard all of it, right? And I don't think, or I didn't realize, I don't think Ravi did, and nobody that I've asked so far realized that those guys were spot on with the difference Mass could actually make. When they're lamenting over Mass not playing last year, were you one of those guys that thought, hey, this team could look a lot different if he was playing? Like, did you get the magnitude of his presence?
Maybe not to the full extent last year, but it is very apparent this season about how much he means to Fred Hoiberg's offense, and even defensively with just his veteran presence. I mean, 7th year player. He's out there. He's talking, he's communicating, he's telling guys, he's pointing guys to where to go. I mean, he's just like the basketball IQ that guy has from so many years of playing the sport, especially with his international flair too that he has. I just think that he helps out so much. And, obviously, like thinking about last year, it was such a different team and there weren't any shooters on the floor. It was like almost pretty easy for opponents to defend Nebraska when they had the ball. But, when you have somebody like Rink out there, that point center at 6'10", 250, you can just like get the ball at the elbow or get the ball at the top of the key and just kind of scan the defense, take his time. I think he's shown a lot of patience this season early on, which is very cool to see. It just looks like 2 seasons ago, rather than last season, when Nebraska made the NCAA tournament. So I think last year we all kind of knew that without Rank, like, they're going to be a worse team. But just the way the season went, the ups and downs, more downs than ups, it was just, I think you kind of got the sense it's like, okay, they are really, really missing this guy.
All right, so fair or foul, credit, no credit. Nebraska's patience, the admin, it started with Trev, allowing Hoiberg to kind of settle into his role as a head coach, now getting the support. Is it fair or foul to talk about the record compared to what he's done the last 3 years, which quietly has been really, really impressive, especially for Nebraska basketball? Can you separate those two things as part of the growth?
Yeah, I think I can. And it's something where you kind of see in college basketball, like not everybody is getting I think, the long runway that Fred got. And, I think it kind of shows the benefit of sticking with somebody. right? I mean, because look at his first few years at Nebraska. You know, it wasn't pretty, right, with the overall records and stuff. But then, you know what? Starting with that 2023 season, things started clicking. You know, they started winning games, and I think, you know, it goes to show if you maybe stick with a coach, he starts to figure things out. He starts to kind of land on ways he wants to play and understand which players he wants to bring into his program and which players he doesn't want to bring into his program. I think Fred kind of learned all that with that extra runway that he got, and I think we're kind of seeing the benefits of, you know, an administration sticking with somebody and not just kind of like, okay, let's change and do all that right now. So I think, you know, with the support that Fred has been given, I think, you know, we're kind of seeing the signs of what this could turn into. Just because I think, you know, over the years, Fred has kind of learned about the conference and learned what works and what doesn't. And I think, you know, it's an exciting time right now for a Nebraska basketball fan, if you ask me.
Steve, we just gave credit to the administration. Do we give enough credit to Fred and his ability and I guess willingness to change on the fly like that? Because the first couple years were ugly. I mean, we're not even like, not just the basketball, but like the process of it felt clunky. The fit of the guys they brought in felt clunky. Like none of it really felt like a cohesive plan moving forward. And then it sort of shifted on the fly with the philosophy of who they were bringing in, even though it was still through the portal, the coaching staff, the style of play. Like he low-key sort of changed everything about the program on the fly. And that's honestly the big difference between then and now. Like, do we give that enough credit? Because I don't hear people talking about that very often.
No, I don't think you hear that very often, but I think it's true, Ravi. I mean, adapt or die, right? I mean, I think Fred Hoiberg has absolutely adapted to the
Moneyball guy.
You know, I watched that movie so many times. But yeah, he's absolutely adapted to fit his, you know, current setting and his surroundings. And I think what you mentioned with the coaching staff as well was really, really important, especially in those early years. The coaching staff looks a little different, but now it's, you know, he's you know, Nate Lenzer is obviously the defensive coordinator. He's
fantastic
really,
person.
really great, really great person, really great basketball coach, just understands. And I think he has a really good relationship with all of his players too. And I think that helps them play really, really hard on the defensive end too. Because, you know, you look at Nebraska and it's like, okay, all these threes are falling. That's cool. But they're really doing some cool things on the defensive end of the court as well. I thought Berke Buchengel did a really, really good job.
He's coming along, man. He was everybody's whipping boy. He is settling in.
Not having to play the five has changed his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the versatility that he has, the way he moves. You know, he's dropped about 20 pounds, he said, after the –
and quietly, he can defend a ton of spots on the floor, man.
Yeah, multiple positions, absolutely. And I thought he really took, you know, just we're talking about the defense, and he does really good things there. But, like, on offense, when he caught the mismatch, when he had a little guy on him, he didn't really mess around against Oklahoma, and he just went to the hoop, and I really, really – like that for him. And yeah, he got a defensive stop on one end. He took the ball up, you know, kind of slipped a little flare screen and drilled a 3-pointer too, and got the crowd juiced. I mean, he's an energy guy as well. And I just think that Berke is really kind of coming into his own. But yeah, I forgot the question we were talking about, guys. But
see,
yeah,
no. See, Steve, listen, that's how you know. Yeah, that's like that's how you know you're in on the show. Like, we do it all the time.
We have no idea how we get to wherever we go to.
And Steve, you talk to me forever on and off air, so it's like, you know, I'm like, wait, where was I again? So
it's fun.
You fit right in. Look, I got to transition though, because you like to hit good fastballs. So we're going to Penn State, obviously, and I'm you know me, man. I'm a little snarky, quiet cynic. I liked yesterday's press conference with Coach Rhule. I want to start with this. He got the whole going home thing out of the way, but I appreciated the way he answered it. It was a set aside in addition to the nostalgia. He didn't make it any like I thought it was a very definitive answer about because he's talking to his team too, right? And he's talking to the media. And what'd you make of how he handled the whole going back home thing?
When Penn State was brought up fairly early, I was like, okay, here we go. We're going to do the Penn State thing again. But like you said, Damon, I thought he handled it incredibly well because he talked about Penn State in the way that really meant something to him. He talked about the people that he knew from back then, the two equipment managers, when he was rehabbing his shoulder injury as a player. And he wanted to still be a part of the football program, but he couldn't be a walk-on linebacker, So he had to just be a student equipment manager. And he talked about the two guys there that really meant a lot to him, that obviously meant a lot to him. He talked about all the people there that weren't going to be at the game this weekend, but he still kind of, remembered and they obviously meant a lot to him, his uncle. I thought that talking about the people that were special to him instead of just Penn State football was a really good way to do it because, we did all the Penn State talk. It's done. It's over. But now we have to play them. So I understand we have to talk about all that stuff again. But I thought he handled it really well with, the people that aren't going to be there but are going to be always there with him.
Steve, terrific stuff there as always.
Are you going out, Steve?
I will not. My boss Zach is though.
All right. So ZC's going. Is he flying into Pittsburgh?
I don't know.
I'll
it
ask
seems
him.
like Penn State's kind of hard to get to, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's what people tell me.
So on one hand, I'm bummed I'm missing the game, but on the other hand, I don't really like doing that whole travel thing when everybody says it sucks to get out there. So.
Gosh. All right. There's part of me that wants to be you too, because I told Ravi this is the first trip in a long time I'm not looking forward to.
Yeah, I keep hearing that. But you guys have a lot better. You have a lot better travel situation than we do.
That's true. So it's total first world problem. So don't worry, you don't have to play the violin for me. I know I'm kind of being a baby. It's fine. Anyway, man, I appreciate it. Looking forward to talking more, and you and TV can debate over who has the better segments, because I know I know he's competitive too.
All right, Tim and I will get after it. Thanks, guys.
All right, buddy.
That's Steve MARIK from Inside Nebraska.
Arguably the nicest person in the media, not named Kevin Suits.
I saw Kevin last night.
He's great, isn't he?
He was here for the NEB Preps Volleyball Awards.
He's fantastic.
He's got a very talented daughter who won, I believe, Setter of the Year in class.
Can you believe how much weight he's lost?
C1. Yeah, he's skinny.
Yeah, he said he's gone almost zero sugar.
He's lean and mean.
Yeah.
Well, not mean, but
yeah,
nice guy. It was good to see Kevin, and congrats to everybody, including his daughter that won awards last night at the NEB Preps Awards for volleyball. Coming up next, I'm going to do a little blind resume exercise
this is
here.
Gonna be good because you haven't prepped me really.
Not at all. I gave you the teams, but or I gave you the resumes. I have not given you the teams. So we'll have that coming up next year on Hurrdat Sports Live.
The biggest positive in the first half, we had 0 turnovers. And, when you look at the final box, you have 20 assists and 5 turnovers against a physical, tough, deny passing lanes, get up full court and pressure you. To only have 5 turnovers in this game was a huge reason that we got it going. And listen, this team is built where it's not going to be the same guy every night. And tonight it was these two guys. Jamarcus had all 14 in the second half. I thought Burke was terrific all game long. And, our guys did a really good job of finding and screening for the guys that had it going. And, that's what it's all about is, I can't call a set play on every possession. I can't call, 30 timeouts to set something up. And our guys, the flow was incredible in this game, and you shoot 64% in the second half against a really good defensive team. So, yeah, I guess long-winded answer to your question, Wilson, I thought we handled the pressure.
neighborhood, just down the street. With a wide variety of home equity products to help you create a relaxing oasis. So you can kick back and relax in comfort. Centrist Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Yeah, I mean, we hope so. We hope so. And I think that there were a couple of those that have way more in them than what they were able to show today, whether it's foul trouble or just, certain things. But Amaya Hargrove was great, pretty efficient, 7 for 7. I guess it's as good as it gets. And rebounded. She was our board man. We talk about board man gets paid, and she did a fantastic job coming away, just strong with some rebounds in there and sparked us. I thought the 3 she hit was huge. Just a lot of really good things from Amaya today. Yeah, I think that the confidence and, to be honest, we've seen a lot of that out of her since her freshman year on the offensive side of the ball, but I think that where she's made the biggest leap is just her confidence defensively, and if we need her to switch screens and she gets switched on to a point guard, it's like, okay, I'm going to sit and stay in front, and just understanding angles and the way she needs to play to be versatile defensively has been the biggest growth.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centrist Federal Credit Union. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We appreciate Steve MARIK joining us there on the
a good first timer.
Yeah, it was
easy, man.
So Shane was trying to gaslight me into thinking we'd had him on before, and I was like, I really don't think we have.
Yeah, well, when he asked me yesterday,
No, we have. I can give you an exact date.
He literally just told us he hadn't been on the show before, Shane.
I don't think in this incarnation, you know.
You tried to tell me it was in
like,
2024. I was here in 2024. I don't know if you know this.
I mean, unless I was just, fake texting him.
I'm just saying, Shane, like the man said he'd never been on the show before.
Are you letting him off the hook with fake? How do you fake text?
I mean, I've got a April 17, 2024. Hey, Shane, let's do it.
Could he have possibly been talking about something else?
Unless we got somebody else on at that time.
This dude, man. It's like the text this morning. Can you just tell us where we need to be?
Yeah. Well, that's why I almost.
Let's just go. Steve, he's smarter than I am, so let's just go with what he's got. That's the first time he's been on. He's fine. He's good.
He's fantastic.
He was good.
Have him back.
Yeah,
He's really, really nice.
I apologize for not getting him on before. We should have had him on.
Should have had him back on in April 2024.
Yeah.
Well, you are relentless.
Robbie.
You just can't help yourself.
I can't.
I can take it. Doesn't mean Shane can. Shane, if you need help, we can off him.
I'm nice to Shane off the air.
I had one of my buddies go incognito on Google search and find where you can buy lye in bulk.
Yeah?
Yes.
I'm not going to ask any follow-up questions.
Google what people would use lye.
No, I know. That's why I'm not asking any follow-up questions. I'll be honest. The first thing that came in my head, I shouldn't say out loud. Rico, I think we have the graphic on the blind resumes, don't we?
Rico may need.
There we go.
May need some lye too.
Here we go. All right. So here's what I wanted. We've got 5 teams that are 7-3 here. Okay.
Yeah.
As Rico has pointed out, we've got 2 SEC teams, an ACC team, a Big 12 team, and a Big 10 team.
Okay.
All are 7-3. And I wanted to get 2 of these teams are ranked. The other 3 are not. And I'm trying to see if you can figure out which of these teams are ranked. Okay? So the first team, SEC team, 7-3 overall. They're 0-3 against the top 25. Their margin of defeat is 10 points, 10.3. They have 4 of their 7 wins are against power conference opponents. And the combined conference win-loss of their Power 4 wins is 6-23. So the teams they have beaten in conference are 6-23. That's team number 1.
All right, 7-3.
All of these teams are 7-3.
I'm just processing that loud. Is this team? So you said 2 of them are ranked. Is this one of them?
I want you to figure that out. That's what the exercise is. You can guess who you think the team is if you'd like, but my goal here is to have you tell me which ones are ranked.
I think this team is ranked.
Okay. Do you want to hear the other ones first, or do you want to hear the other ones as well to see where we're at?
So it's 2 of the 5 are ranked.
Yes, and the other 3 are not.
I'm going to guess the 2, at least one of the 2 SEC. This is my rationale. Do you want me to process out loud?
Yeah.
My rationale is 1 of the 2 or 2 of the 2 of the SEC teams are ranked because I think one of the Big 12 teams is Cincinnati. So I'm going to get rid of them.
Well, Cincinnati's ranked. So if you think the Big 12 team is Cincinnati.
Oh, that's okay.
Because they're still 25.
No, hang on. It's still
okay.
My thing. It's either 1 of 2 or 2 of 2 are in the SEC.
Okay.
If the Big 12 team is Cincinnati, then this first team for me is Tennessee. It's either Tennessee or Missouri. The margin of defeat 10.3. I know for sure these 2 teams, as I'm looking at this blind resume, I don't know which one's Missouri and which one's Tennessee, but they're Tennessee and Missouri. I think the first team is Missouri. I think the second team is Tennessee. The second SEC team is ranked. Is Missouri ranked? Missouri's ranked. But then that team can't be Cincinnati. Oh, this is hard.
You want me to help you here? Because you're on the right path. You want me to tell you what you've gotten right so far?
Yes.
So you are correct. First team is Missouri. Okay. Second team is Tennessee.
Let's go.
Both those teams are ranked. The middle 3 teams, which is the point.
So it's not Cincinnati.
It is not Cincinnati.
Okay.
Here's the interesting part, though, right?
How about the Missouri-Tennessee thing? That's pretty good for old.
No, it's very good. I'm very impressed. I'm a little annoyed that it was that quick, but that's fine.
Again,
I thought it might challenge you a little bit more. I'm disappointed I didn't give you a better question.
Just one simple question.
Yeah.
What do you have against kindness?
It's not that. I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't give you a more challenging exercise.
It's hard.
Yeah, you nailed it though. You nailed it.
Like you just said, I'm a little like, do you cheer for anybody?
I cheer for lots of people. I cheer for you all the time, DB.
It just was just free flowing, natural. I'm mad.
It's because I thought, Rico, don't show them the other teams yet. Did you see the other teams?
No.
Okay, Rico, don't put the other teams up yet because we're going to make him guess the ACC, Big 12, and Big 10 teams. All right. So my point of this exercise is if you look at the 2 ranked SEC teams you look at their resumes.
Is this part of the Ponzi scheme or not Ponzi?
It is 100% part of the Ponzi scheme. They are 0-6 combined against top 25 teams. The combined record of their conference wins between the 2 of them.
Why can't he put it back up when I was looking at it?
Is 10-46.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's horrifying. They each only have 4 power conference wins compared to 5 for the Big 12 and Big 10 teams. And they have the second and third largest margins of defeat out of the 5 teams.
So I'm clueless on the ACC.
The ACC, the Big 12.
Let me go through. Let me
the
save
Big 10.
them. Let me save them.
Let's do process of elimination here. What do you got? Where do you want to start? Big 12 or Big 10?
Who has 4 Power 4 wins in the ACC? Okay, let's go. Let's go to the Big 10 because I can do that easier.
Mm-hmm.
Who's 7-3 in the Big 10? Big 10.
Do you want me to tell you who's 7-3 in the Big 10?
Yes.
All right, let's bring up standings here. Give me just a second. So, I mean, obviously, Nebraska 7-3.
Okay.
Let's see who else we got. 7-3 is Illinois is also 7-3.
Okay.
Washington is 7-3, and those are your choices.
Oh, shoot.
Nebraska, Illinois, and Washington all 7-3. They all are also 4-3 in conference, so that doesn't make it any easier for you.
Illinois, who they played in the top 25? They got boat raced by Indiana. They beat SC. Okay, so Illinois is out.
Because they beat SC.
Was SC ranked?
I don't know if they were ranked when they played them.
Was SC ranked? Or is that a trick question?
You want me to check?
No, I want to figure this out.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to help you with your process of elimination here.
I'm going to say SC was ranked because that was a big noon kickoff game.
Okay.
I think. Let's put Illinois out.
So
would you throw me a bone with Washington because I honk for Washington? Power 4 wins. Conference. Let's do Nebraska's losses. 24, 30-28. Divided by 3. It's Nebraska. 8.3.
It is Nebraska.
Okay.
Nebraska is the Big 10 team.
Do you know how I did that?
You did the margins of defeat and divided it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Nebraska.
Yep, that's Nebraska.
Which is just as good a resume. It's a better resume than the 2 outsiders.
That is the point.
All right. Now who's the so
Big 12 and ACC.
So I'm already mad.
Yes. This is the exercise. This is the point of the exercise. The SEC being ranked, the SEC are the 2 worst teams of these 5. They have the worst resumes of these 5. Clearly.
Okay. All right. So the Big 12, 7-3.
Nebraska's opponents have more wins.
No, I know. I'm looking
than the other 2 teams combined. Combined. Big 12, the Big 12 team arguably has the best resume, although they have the largest margin of defeat. But they have a ranked win, and the teams that they've played in conference are 500.
Best. Oh, this is This is everybody's preseason. This is this Big 12. This is Arizona State.
That is Arizona State. Well done.
Let's go.
That is Arizona State. That is your Sun Devils.
That is staggering, but they look awful sometimes.
Yeah, that's the 14.7 margin of defeat.
But they've also played without Levitt.
Yeah, they've got their.
But they won with your boy.
Why is Jeff Sims my boy? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just said that. Well, that's what everybody says about people I don't like.
Oh, it's your boy.
Yeah. You do it all the time.
It's because for you it gets confusing because you like everybody a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right, so we've got 4 of the 5 down. The ACC, the one that you had no idea on, is left. They're the only one with a winning record against top 25 teams, the only one with multiple top 25 wins. And they've got the smallest margin of defeat. By far the smallest margin of defeat, less than field goal. In their 3 losses. We've had some people guess in the chat here. I don't think anybody's gotten it right yet.
Well, Penn State or Pittsburgh has got their doors blown off, so it's got to be more than 2.3.
Mm-hmm. It is not Pittsburgh. I will verify that.
I'll go. Oh, you know what I think this is?
Who?
Wait, are they in the ACC? Yeah, basketball. It's his
Clemson,
1.20 to 19. That's 1.3 losses. It's Louisville.
It is Louisville. Well done. 5 for 5.
It was stressing me out.
That is
and I do you know how I had to do it? The only real giveaways are the margin of defeat.
Yeah. I heard you doing the math in your head on Louisville.
Because that's the only that's how I figured out. I should know Nebraska, but I didn't know Nebraska versus Washington until I did the math.
So Louisville dropped out of the rankings this week after their 20-19 loss.
That is embarrassing. Ranking people.
Missouri still in the top 25.
All right, can I just ask something?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be too mad over this, although I am. I'm trying to figure out. Are we hype on the good wins? Where are the good wins?
Let's look up these wins. Let's see what Missouri and Tennessee's wins are. Let's start with Tennessee.
This is staggering.
Tennessee's best win is Mississippi State.
That can't be true.
Syracuse, ETSU.
Although if they're 4-23 against Power 4 opponents, it might be.
Syracuse, ETSU, UAB, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Kentucky, New Mexico State. Those are their wins. Their losses are Oklahoma, Alabama, Georgia.
For Missouri,
they're getting
those are good losses.
That's the whole SEC Ponzi scheme is the good losses.
Oh, my bad.
That's the point. This is the whole thing. Quality losses. This is why I'm mad about the Penn State thing.
All right. Time out.
This is why I'm mad about the Penn State thing.
I'm processing real time.
Sorry,
so I
go
don't
ahead.
need you dropping Richard on me every time I say something.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Can I just figure it out loud?
Sorry about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Just the whole Ponzi scheme.
Sorry, go ahead.
I need you to grow up for a second.
It's certainly not going to happen today.
All right, go through Missouri pre-Pabula.
What game did he get hurt? Bama?
Yep.
Okay. Central Arkansas, Kansas, Louisiana Lafayette, South Carolina, UMass. Murderers Row.
Huh?
Murderers Row.
No, do that again. Stop checking around.
I'm not. These Central Arkansas, Kansas, Louisiana Lafayette, now just Louisiana, but I like to remember the Raging Cajuns. South Carolina, UMass. Those are their wins before Alabama game.
And who are the other 2 wins against?
Auburn, who sucks, and Mississippi State, who sucks. Their losses are, here we go. You ready? Are you ready? You ready for the quality losses?
This is funny, but once again, I hate if you're right.
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Oh.
Quality losses, baby. Let's go.
But here's the thing. The bad losses or the good losses only seem to matter for the SEC.
This is my point.
So far. Because Nebraska got beat by Minnesota, which is horrifying.
But USC and Michigan are quality losses.
So losing to Michigan and USC doesn't get near the merit. But in this quote-unquote Ponzi scheme defense, the Michigan-USC thing is not as good as Georgia and Alabama.
No, but Nebraska has the best win of any of these with Cincinnati.
That's your equalizer.
Yeah, that would weigh it out.
That's fair.
Cincinnati is by far the best win of either of these teams.
Because you know how I'm trying to do? I'm trying to work backwards into why they would do
how they got that. It's because the SEC is a Ponzi scheme. That's why they did it.
Oh, this is fascinating.
Nebraska has by far the best win. Cincinnati is better than South Carolina. They're better than Auburn. They're better than Mississippi State. They're certainly better than that.
You could make the case with the point differential and the amount of conference wins. They have the best resume of the 5 outside of Arizona State, who's played the toughest
100%
schedule.
I would make the argument that Nebraska is the second best
resume.
Is the second best resume after Arizona State.
I'm probably going to agree.
And if you wanted to make the argument that Arizona State's got their teeth kicked in a couple times, then
hang on.
Yeah, go ahead.
How are you differentiating between Nebraska and Louisville? Because Nebraska may be third.
I wouldn't argue with third. They're certainly better than both of the ranked teams. The resume. They're
better. The resume is better than Missouri and Tennessee.
Yes, they are better than both. Like if you want to parse through Nebraska, Louisville, Arizona State, I'll listen to that conversation because each team has their argument.
Louisville
right?
may have the best resume.
Certainly possible. 2 top 25 wins, tiny margin of defeat, very quality wins in conference. Arizona State has had the toughest schedule. They do have a top 25 win, but when they lose, they get their head beat in. Nebraska,
that's interesting.
Quality schedule, 5 power conference wins, reasonable margin of defeat. Listen, any of those 3 teams, if you want to say, hey, they have the 1 through 3, I'll have that argument. Missouri and Tennessee are clearly 4 and 5.
I kind of like this. Anytime you get pissy about something, you probably need to do this.
Well, so I can break it down for you.
Because I kind of like I like trying to figure it out too, and I want to know how people think. So I'm trying to figure out how you, with a clear conscience, like Missouri and Tennessee.
So here's how it happens, right? Let's go back to the schedule. Missouri schedule. We thought South Carolina was going to be good. They're not. They get credit for it anyway. We thought Auburn was going to be good. They're not. They get credit for it anyway. That's how that happens.
So it goes back to what Coach Rhule said yesterday in the presser about the preseason and midseason stuff.
Yes. Preconceived notions. We thought
petty Coach Rhule is funny Coach Rhule.
I mean, Tennessee doesn't even have an excuse.
Keep it a buck. Did you not go down the allowances rabbit hole?
Oh, I love it.
That was the most Ravi answer ever.
It's terrific. It may be the best answer he's ever given.
Oh, do I like the late game?
Absolutely.
Do I like coming back to? I was like, everybody's gonna read through the passive aggressive.
I love it.
Let's go do tough things.
Do I like getting back at 3:00 in the morning and then having a short week and playing 11 a.m. on a Friday? You betcha.
We don't.
They want us to play on national TV, so I love it.
And you can tell. I just clearly.
Yeah.
Dude is pissed.
I love it. It's terrific. Let's keep them on an edge. Let's do it.
Shane, how much of that allowance thing do you have? Do you have the back-to-backers? This is an absolute.
I'll just play the full clip today.
Passive aggressive.
It's beautiful.
Predictable gym right here.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah. They want us to play on national TV, so I love it. You know, our league is unique in that they have tolerances for certain teams. So certain teams have in the rules that they don't have to play late in the year. We don't have those tolerances. So we can go play on NBC, national TV. Do I love getting back at 3:00 in the morning and playing Friday at 11?
Oh.
Yeah. We'll go do some stuff. But that's now you guys know why I say things like, hey, let's stop fighting as a Husker Nation. Let's all come together because we got bigger fish to fry. So that's 4 night games this year.
Dude is why and he just doubles down.
Yeah, no, I love playing at night. National TV, it's great.
Hey, what did we play this year?
We got certain tolerances. We don't have those.
They want us to play on national TV, so I love it.
Here's what I don't understand.
If you don't want that guy representing you in a
love
fight, you guys are crazy. This dude is certifiable, and it's amazing.
That's why I ride for Coach Rhule. That's my guy.
Like, he is going to defend Nebraska to the end.
100% why I love him.
He's going to defend Nebraska.
It feels like if I were more mature and good at coaching football, that's what I would sound like.
Just those two things?
There's probably some others, but like those were the two that came to top of mind immediately.
I mean, that was an absolute gem. And excuse me.
You're in your own head about it. See, the funny thing is you actually said it right that time, and I didn't even need to spell it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So you know the funny thing about Tennessee? They don't even have the same excuse Missouri does. Nobody thinks Syracuse is good. Nobody thought ETSU was good. Nobody thinks UAB is good. Nobody thinks Mississippi State's good. Nobody thinks Arkansas is good.
It's GEM, by the way.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Nobody thinks Kentucky's good. Nobody thinks New Mexico State's good. They don't even have the excuse if people thought they were good at the time.
I need to move on, don't I? I'm stuck.
You need to take a break?
No.
Okay.
I'm not. Listen, break's not going to bail me out. I need to get better.
Well, we like to do hard things, you know?
Wow.
I like getting back at 3 o'clock in the morning and then going and playing Friday at 11 a.m.
I can't believe I wet my own bed.
Yes.
God, that pisses me off.
Listen, you just got to clean it up. Start over. Wash the sheets. Let's go.
Shut up. Oh, my God. Just 1, 10. TEN.
That thing wet.
I caught it that time.
I don't know.
Don't matter to me.
You want to get
This
out
was
of
a
breath?
fantastic episode or segment up until the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's Shane, man. Come on, stay on it, bud.
I said, I felt like if I was just more mature and actually good at coaching football, I could be Coach Rhule.
No, that's what I would sound like as a coach.
Oh.
Yeah, you get a little passive aggressiveness out of me, I think. You want to get to Brian?
Yeah, I want to get to B.
Let's get to out of breath, Brian. What's going on, buddy? Brian, what's up?
On, fellas?
How we doing?
Oh, man, I'm just trying to come. I need blood pressure medication.
Hey, Damon.
Yes,
I got
sir.
one for a couple of things.
Okay, talk to me, please.
As far as before I get to the Cowboys, I was thinking about what Chase did in the game versus
And then he didn't want to own it.
Wait! It remind me of my son. He was at Beverage his first year. He in the cafeteria, him and some friends throwing milk cartons in the trash can like they playing basketball. The teacher called them, and they took off running. And then they went to their class, and he thought he was safe. I said, son, they got cameras in those schools. You can't hide. they got cameras, Chase. They got cameras. Stupid. Okay. That was dumb, man.
And he just doubled down. I'm glad he got the game suspension, though. But is there anything worse than spitting?
So I was going to ask you that, like, if somebody spits on you, you're hitting them, right?
Open his man. He said he never opened his mouth to that man in his life. In his life. Are you understanding that? That's every breath in his dreams. You lying, Chase. We saw it.
Oh.
You saw it. Unless that was Chase on Earth 3 in Marvel Universe. Okay? That was you, Chase. That was you.
Is that a what if episode?
Yeah, that's a multiverse situation here.
Chase on Earth 4 versus Hulk 3. I don't know. It's stupid. Okay, but
I don't like him anyway, so that it's easy for me to pile on.
You can't be spitting on nobody, man. You deserve somebody to be at your car after the game.
Yep,
that's all I'm gonna say.
100%.
That's all it is. But hey, I know people. I'm gonna say this because your boy Lane Johnson is out with that Liz Frank.
Yeah, that is awful too because he's older and it's weight bearing. That's a bad break.
Yeah. Yes, and it's a bad break for Philly because I know they record because I was for the last few years when he's out. when their tackles are out, hey, welcome back to the pack. So we're going to have a good time this Sunday, this afternoon, and that afternoon, and I think we're going to take that one because Dak has only lost 2 games in NFC East.
I gotta. Let me ask you something. Is there a part of you, because if they turn around and they beat Philly, Jerry's gonna kind of beat his chest again, even though he's made a ton of bad decisions. He's gonna feel validated, right? You couldn't care less though, because
but I don't care because
I got you.
Tom Landry. He fired Tom Landry. I'll never forgive him for that. Okay. That's my time. But I know he's gonna beat his chest, and he may have to do that or may earn that because this might be the best pair of tackles we had since Russell Maryland and Leon Lett right now.
Okay.
So that's my thoughts on it. So, and look, we're going to see. We're going to see Philly.
And was there any point last night when you're cheering against the Raiders where you're like, I think they should give the ball to Gentry more? You know how many carries he had?
For Gentry. I'm so sorry for Gentry. Nobody, and they had to move the center, the starting center, to a guard spot. So they had 2 centers. No, that was not fair. That wasn't fair in the middle for them at all.
But six carries though.
The coach was looking out for him. Somebody prayed. Somebody said, "Please don't do that to that boy."
Wow.
And I'm glad he didn't. Let Geno take that. He's been in the league long enough. Shoot, he only got a couple of years left. Gentry got his whole career left in front of him. Cause I like running backs more than quarterbacks. So.
Wow.
But I think Kansas City. We gonna see. Wow. Don't let us win. Nobody wins the NFC East 2 years in a row. Happened before.
Here come Cowboy fan. All right, listen. I don't have a dog in the and I don't have a. I'll cheer for you, man.
Hey, Damon, you should cheer, okay? Because we did. Hey, I mean, y'all appreciate that 3rd round and that 5th round pick for next year.
Yeah.
We like that for Pickens. Because Pickens is nice. And I think we do need. I would take that future, or I like the offensive style that keeping those 2 receivers like the Eagles have, like the Bengals have, and maybe building your defensive team every year with young players. Jerry don't keep them really that old anyway, so they keep them for a long time anyway. Once they get older, he get rid of them. So if you want to go with that plan, I'm willing to watch how it works to see. At least we get to score some points. But I think with the NFC East is still up for grabs because Lane Johnson is out. That's the main reason why.
Hey,
that we had.
For my buddy, I lost a really, really good friend. His name was Kevin Fender. Ravi used to call him Kev. Lost him a couple months ago to cancer. Huge Cowboys fan. And so I'm taking one for the team, and I'm cheering for Dallas this year.
Yeah.
It goes against everything I believe in, but I'll cheer for the Cowboys.
Come on now. I'm fair. I'll give you respect for your team. They said they had the best. Used to have one of the best front offices. I don't know what's happening lately. I kind of fell off from the Houston standard. But
stop.
I ain't trying to hate. I'm just saying. I expect the cheesecake to taste great, and it don't. It tastes like some horrible carrot cake now. Okay?
I am gonna cheer my brains out quietly for the Dallas Cowboys to win the NFC East. I said it out loud, and I already need some more Irish Spring.
You gotta take a shower.
I thank you for that, Damien. I thank you for that, Robbie. I will hold our beef up until the beginning of the new year when the new budget starts. All right, have a good year.
All right, B.
It's expensive to beef with me.
Robbie.
So, can I go back to something that Benny Mack said yesterday?
Sure.
That drove me up the wall, but I had to eat it.
Yeah. What do we got?
You gave him like 3 options of things that could bug him about me. Right? You're what's the biggest DB thing? The hang-up that he has.
This technology or
I can't go anywhere by myself.
Yeah.
The babysitting thing.
Yeah.
He didn't pick any of those. Couldn't he have? Like a real friend would have picked one of those, right?
I mean, a real friend would have been like, "Oh no, I don't mind any of that."
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah.
But thank you for reminding me that was an option.
My bad.
You can't help it. You just can't. It's impossible.
What did he end up saying? I don't even remember.
My hygiene.
Oh, yeah, your
OCD
obsession
hygiene.
with the hygiene. Yeah.
Yeah. So never mind now, because he could have said no, nothing bothers him.
Oh, come on, Ravi. Like that's
You're
not
on an island by yourself there, my friend.
always B. Always. My height. He said like he picked. He didn't even pick any of the options.
No, he went off the board. He went off the board.
I know he did. I don't need you to reiterate that.
Oh, okay, my bad.
He went off the board. Is it cute? God, I hate you.
My bad.
No.
You want to talk a little? You want to talk a little Penn State?
Yeah.
Do you think we should? You think we should talk Penn State now?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk to our guy.
Some fresh air.
Oh no, are you gonna touch some grass?
No, I just need fresh air.
All right, we're gonna talk to our guy Mark WOGENRICH. He's publisher of Penn State on SI. Get a little preview of the Nittany Lions. I heard a rumor.
What?
One of our fine listeners. He lives in Pennsylvania. He said he thinks Penn State fans are trying to offload these tickets.
So do you see how many are available?
So he said he got $180 tickets for $24.
Oh, let's go. Paint the town red.
So, listen, Sam might have been 0 for 2 yesterday.
She's so petty.
We got Mark WOGENRICH coming up next on Hurrdat Sports Live.
The biggest positive in the first half, we had 0 turnovers. And, when you look at the final box, you have 20 assists and 5 turnovers against a physical, tough, deny passing lanes, get up full court and pressure you. To only have 5 turnovers in this game was a huge reason that we got it going. And listen, this team is built where it's not going to be the same guy every night. And tonight it was these two guys. Jamarcus had all 14 in the second half. I thought Burke was terrific all game long. And our guys did a really good job of finding and screening for the guys that had it going. And, that's what it's all about is, I can't call a set play on every possession. I can't call, 30 timeouts to set something up. And our guys, the flow was incredible in this game. And you shoot 64% in the second half against a really good defensive team. So, yeah, I guess long-winded answer to your question, Wilson. I thought we handled the pressure.
We're in the neighborhood, just down the street. With a wide variety of home equity products to help you create a relaxing oasis. So you can kick back and relax in comfort. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Yeah, I mean, we hope so. We hope so. And I think that there were a couple of those that have way more in them than what they were able to show today, whether it's foul trouble or just, certain things. But Amaya Hargrove was great, pretty efficient, 7 for 7. I guess it's as good as it gets. And rebounded. She was our board man. We talk about board man gets paid, and she did a fantastic job coming away, just strong with some rebounds in there and sparked us. I thought the 3 she hit was huge. Just a lot of really good things from Amaya today. Yeah, I think that the confidence and, to be honest, we've seen a lot of that out of her since her freshman year on the offensive side of the ball, but I think that where she's made the biggest leap is just her confidence defensively, and if we need her to switch screens and she gets switched onto a point guard, it's like, okay, I'm going to sit and stay in front, and just understanding angles and the way she needs to play to be versatile defensively has been the biggest growth.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Second down and 5. The Rams can get a first down at their 3-yard line. And it's the wild lion, and it's Katron Allen for the touchdown. It is Katron Allen behind his blockers, and here he goes. Katron Allen into the secondary. They drag him down, but he's got his biggest play of the day. And it's all the way down to the 25-yard line. Adding more to it. He's going to walk in. Katron Allen, touchdown, Penn State.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Mark WOGENRICH. He's the publisher of Penn State on SI. Here to talk a little Nittany Lions. Mark, how are we doing this morning?
Doing great, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Mark, welcome back. It's always a joy. Listen, a lot of hand-wringing, a lot of consternation in Husker Nation about the trip. How much of it is fact versus fiction of the prowess of the Penn State name versus how you feel like they're actually capable of playing?
They played their two best games of the season the last 2 weeks. I think their best game of the season actually was 2 weeks ago against Indiana, which was, I mean, you could say that was kind of surprising since, everything had pretty much was off the table at that point, having lost, 5 in a row, breaking in a new quarterback and a new head coach at Iowa, and then again at Ohio State. It's easy to say that was fractured, but they played a really good game against Indiana, and just that thing this year where stuff's not going their way. It takes like the highlight catch of the season essentially to beat them, even though they had the ball. They could have closed out the game offensively on the series before, right? So it's just this stuff that's not happening this year that did last year that got them, within a couple of plays of playing Ohio State for the national championship. And then they go to Michigan State last week and kind of played their football game. It was like the football game that they were supposed to play this year. They dominated on their offensive line, ran for, it was like 280 yards, I think, or something like that, the number. Katron Allen had a huge game. They were the dominant team in that game, and then defensively they put a ton of pressure on Michigan State's young quarterback, sacked him 5 times, I think, like pressured him 13 or something like that. It was this football team that they've been waiting to see. Granted, you could say it was against Michigan State, which also was 0-6 at the time. But I think the most compelling thing to me about this team, is that of their 6 losses, they've lost 5 of those by a combined 16 points. They lost 1-point games to Iowa and Michigan, or Northwestern and Iowa, back to back. Never happened in school history. And they've had the ball in like overtime or in the fourth quarter to either win, have a chance to take the lead, tie a game, win a game, right? They've had fourth quarter leads with 5 minutes left against Iowa, against Northwestern. Like, for all the stuff that's gone wrong, they're like not that far away from being 8-2 at this point. Let's say 7-3. If you throw, just say they're still going to lose another one of those quirk games. So this is kind of the team that I think they're refinding themselves. They do have this ambition to play in a bowl game. At least that's what we're being told. So to do that, they've got to win their last 2. So they're finding something, is I guess what I'm trying to get at. I don't know whether that's going to be enough against Nebraska, but they are finding something at this time.
So, Mark, let me ask you, because I've been wondering this all week, is at what point does the close losses go from encouraging to concerning in terms of not being able to do things like you said, they had an opportunity on the drive before Indiana's to basically finish that game and aren't able to do it.
I got the turnover to make 14 points in the fourth quarter against Michigan State.
Yeah, like at what point is the close concerning instead of encouraging?
Well, James Franklin is at Virginia Tech because it became concerning instead of encouraging. I mean, it was the Northwestern game that really did it, and there was like hints through the non-conference schedule. I mean, they played Nevada, Villanova, and FIU and beat all of them soundly, as you would expect. But there was like these little moments, like against FIU, they're up 10-0 at halftime, and they would go stretches without scoring, or they running quarterbacks would get a little surge against them. Whatever it was, you could see these little moments that wasn't going to lead to anything in those 3 games, but you thought you had to kind of file them away for what happened later. And then, again, you're in double overtime. You've got the ball to win the game against Oregon. That to me is kind of where this season shifted track. You lose that game the way they lost it, where it landed in the season as your first Big Ten game. It's not a season ender by any stretch of the imagination. They're still a playoff team at that point, right? Then you go to UCLA, and I think that is where, to me, that's where the alarm bells, I think, went off in Penn State's administration, and that was kind of the beginning of it. When you go to UCLA as a big favorite against a team that had fired everybody, but they've got this young offensive coordinator who finds a spark with his transfer quarterback in Amalieva, and they do something that Penn State hasn't seen, that nobody has really seen, and it works in that day. And that first half against UCLA was when Penn State, with the track shifted against Oregon, like they started barreling down it, that first half. And again, they came back. They had a chance to tie the game in the fourth quarter against UCLA. Couldn't make it happen. So that is where, to me, that the concern started really that end of the Oregon game, first half of the UCLA game, and then just the wheels came off. And then you had that awful stretch of schedule that was going to be their defining stretch anyway, that Iowa, Ohio State, Indiana stretch that was going to define this team even as a playoff contender. And they still had to face that, and they had to face that with a redshirt freshman starting quarterback who had never started a game. His first game is he's getting screamed at with people 8 feet away from him at Iowa. So that was like the rebound part of their schedule. I've broken their schedule in like these 3 parts. You've got the non-conference schedule, the first 3 games. The second 3 games were just the schedule. Penn State's schedule this year, you go 0-3 in those games and you blow everything up. Then you've got that kind of recoup period, the Iowa, like I said, the Iowa, Ohio State, and the Indiana stretch, and now you've got the finish. And this is what I think we'll learn about this team. What do they got left in the tank? How much do they really, truly believe with Michigan State, Nebraska, and Rutgers? That's their 3 games to win to kind of make everybody feel happy going into an off season where they probably are all going to go in different directions.
Let me ask you something. This is kind of weird. Do the play-by-play or the color for the team, and we have a talk show every day, and so I'm into stats across the country for years, and I watch a ton of Penn State. I agree with you on the early season struggles, and it kind of didn't look that way. But then I think to myself, well, shoot, Michigan State it looked a lot like FIU, in my opinion, right? The late scores, it's icky at half. But here's the thing, and maybe you can add some context to this. Why does it seem like Singleton and Allen don't have big games in the same game, or they take turns kind of being effective? Because I get the difference in Allen and Singleton's style, but this hasn't been the year for Nick that I think most thought, even though this offensive line is touted as being pretty good.
Yeah, they're not having the games now because they now have a 1 and a 2 running back. They've, for the last 3 years, and then for the first half of the season, they had a defined 1A and 1B.
Gotcha.
Like they were together.
It's become Allen's show, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It's become Allen's show since Shane Franklin was fired. His carries have nearly, I think his average carries per game have doubled. He's up in the 20s now. He had 25 against Michigan State. I think it was 28 against Iowa. I mean, he had like a huge, his busiest game there. One of the things that, James Franklin kept trying to keep those guys in the same kind of space. Like their carries were usually within a couple of each other, and they have been through like the last 3 years. I think Katron only had more carries than Nick last year because Nick missed a game because of injury and was like limited. So there's a couple of games where he had fewer carries. But if you look at their time, they're like their plus minus is maybe 2, and the difference in carries. They would literally split starts, series, that sort of thing, and that's completely changed. This is now Katron Allen's offense. This unfortunately for Nick, this has not been his season. He could not kind of get back to that free-flowing guy that he had been, the stretch back who can get outside, get a corner, and go. Some of the usage might have been involved there too, where you saw it against Michigan State. A couple of series, they ran him straight up the middle on like second and third down, and that was not effective. Where Nick is the more effective back there. But against Indiana, they swung him out a little bit.
Yeah. Pass catch.
Like the swing passes, and got him outside. And then they were able to throw a couple of deep passes, and that, as you know, that changes things where that's going to drag, maybe safety's going to look at differently, and then Nick can go 59 yards. So he just had, I think in that game, he had maybe more ability to get some of that going. But last week it was, Katron Allen 25 carries and Nick had 15, and Katron went for 181 and Nick went for 56 yards.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the story of their season. If you look at their yards per carry,
everything's almost doubled, right?
To double, yeah, right.
Everything's almost doubled. The yards, the yards per.
Yeah, and it was 7.2 last week against Michigan State, and Nick was at 3.7. And that was with Katron broke that game open with like 80 yards, I think, 70 yards in his last 2 carries. He had the 49 or 42 yarder and then the touchdown. So it was exacerbated at the end. But Katron has just been, he's their number one. So they will do that. Nick will get the touches, but I would assume what you're going to see this week. And one thing about Terry Smith, their interim coach, is really interesting is he kind of telegraphs his game plan. Maybe he'll change it, but he doesn't say it. He doesn't shy away from saying that. It's like, these guys touched the ball 40 times last week. They're going to do it again. So your split is going to be probably in that same range, 25-15. They're going to try to throw some stuff, probably throw a little bit more to Nick than Katron. But, yeah, you're going to see a lot of touches for those two.
Nebraska obviously good on the back end. And, Pena has booked, even in the India, you could tell with Grunkemeyer and Pena, like that's his guy. Do you just do what you do for the remainder of this season and run the ball and with the occasional shots or screens or however you want to get the ball to Pena, or do you need to find something else and down the final stretch for this Penn State offense?
I think the one thing that really helped in that Michigan State game was the deep touchdown pass to Ross in the first. That was 75 yards. That's the longest offensive play of the year for Penn State. It was like their longest offensive play, I think, since whichever playoff game.
Because I think your longest run has only 67 yards. Yeah, right.
And then that was the longest pass play too. And Drew had a 67-yard touchdown pass, and that play was born by the fact that Devontae Ross got behind a safety. I think there was in Michigan State secondary there was a covered switch or something like that. Somebody got confused and Devontae got going. And Ethan Grunkemeyer identified it and threw. So if they can hit one, even if they don't hit it, but if they can be successfully try to approach that, like throw something like that early, just to loosen up Nebraska secondary, that's when you're able to go underneath the Trevor Pena, who is their most. I think Devontae Ross has probably been their better receiver this year all the way around, but Trevor Pena has been the guy. They can get into some of those receiver screens, some of those slants, stuff like that. The tight ends have been just not productive this year, which is, I thought they were going to be really productive. I thought it was going to kind of be this trio of tight ends who are going to kind of mirror Tyler Warren's numbers of last year, and that's not this is not surfaced at all. But if they can get Devontae Ross over the top on somebody, that is a key thing, because that gets you being able to throw to Nick. Underneath, and that gets you to throw to Pena underneath, and that opens their play action. They're going to run play action on you. I think what they're trying to do with Ethan Grunkemeyer is make it simple for him. Give him a read, maybe give him a second read, and then what he showed against Michigan State He's still a little slow in identifying it. There were some times where he was flush out of the pocket, didn't see a guy open downfield, which is hard to do. But then he scrambled a couple times, and that opened things up. That's not his game. Like, he's not a scrambling quarterback, but he's able to do that. Any of those things is what they're going to, I think, how they're going to try to approach this. But it's going to be run K-Tron, play action, try to go over top to the receiver, Devontae Ross. And then that'll open up the options to kind of the offense that they want to run, which really is a power game.
So let me ask you something about like the expectation level versus kind of what you're seeing, or if there's a disconnect. When you look at kind of some of the things that got James Franklin out of there versus how they're playing now, and do you take out the Drawler thing, or is this closer to what Kolenicki wants to do? All of the stuff. When you look at this team's talent level, when I'm talking about the Dennis Suttons, the DeLucas, Amari Campbell, when you look at these guys, are they playing the way that you thought they would when we talked about this defensive talent being part of enough to get them to a CFP championship?
They have been. They did against Michigan State. I thought they didn't. I thought they did against Indiana pretty well too. There's just series that hurt this team, right? The series, the Iowa series. Like who else in the Big Ten is letting Mark Gronowski go for 57 yards or whatever that run was with 5 minutes left in the quarter, or in the fourth quarter, to set up the game-winning touchdown? Who is giving up the 75 or 57-yard touchdown run to Michigan State to start a game? There's just things that, they gave up 3 points after that. It was like one play. That was I think that was about a third or a quarter of, Michigan State's entire offense. That one run, that Tolliver's touchdown run. They get beat in situations. Like, they give up that series that's going to cost them. It happened against Northwestern. I can keep going over and over. It happened against, like I said, it happened against Iowa. I'm going to discount Ohio State because they were just better. But then, you give up the series to Mendoza and Cooper, and the other receiver Becker at the end of that game. So they're not. I don't think they're out of those woods yet. There's still going to be something that they're going to give up, whether it's in the beginning of the game, whether they're trying to hold the lead, protect the lead at the end of the game. I don't think they're out of that, but at least they're showing what they've shown the last couple of weeks is that they've gone back to some of the pressures that Terry Smith was familiar with under their past defensive coordinators, particularly Manny Diaz. Terry Smith brought that up yesterday, that they reinstalled a package that Manny Diaz brought in 3 years ago, specifically like a third down pressure package. And you've seen that with the
they got after Mendoza that last series. They brought the house.
Yeah, right. I mean, how is that might have been like that last play might have been the best play just from an offensive and defensive standpoint that you will see in the game. That blitz was there.
Yeah, you catch that deflection a couple plays earlier. Yeah. That's ball game.
Right. Yep. King Mack is on top of Mendoza. King Mack makes a great blitz for Penn State. Fernando Mendoza makes a great throw for Indiana, and Cooper makes an unbelievable catch. That's just a really good play that Indiana won. It just happened to be at the most inopportune time for Penn State, but they're getting there. They're bringing guys on different blitzes, and that's why I know Nebraska's quarterback is young.
I imagine you guys are going to heat him up, right? That seems to be the consensus.
Exactly. That's what I think they're going to try to do. They're going to try to force to flush him out of there, and and that would mean like I think they spied a little bit last week with the Michigan State quarterback, whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce again.
Yeah.
But that's just I don't want to be insensitive to that. But I think they're going to try to do that and then try to spy. And so they're just to try to keep Nebraska from beating Penn State the way like Amali Aba did, that sort of thing. But I still think they're playing better. They've played better the last 2 weeks defensively. I think they're just still susceptible, though, to the kind of a game-breaking play or series that's going to cause issues.
Mark, we'll get you out of here on this. We've had some reports from Nebraska fans both listeners that are in Pennsylvania and people looking for tickets to maybe go out this weekend, that the ticket prices have been pretty, I guess, cheap, like 80-90% discount on some of those. What's the attitude of the Penn State fans around this program and going into these last couple games of the season?
I would say, the crowd was really good 2 weeks ago against Indiana. That was their first home game since everything changed. First home game since James Franklin had been fired. And they were a good crowd. They really got into that game. Like, they were loud and they were pretty animated at the end of that game. This is a unique week kind of just at Penn State because students are going to start Thanksgiving break. So I would imagine that student section is going to be pretty thin. The game, it just usually is.
Yeah,
this game just usually kind of is. I wonder, it being a night game, how that's going to affect things too. I don't know how many people are that terribly thrilled to sit in 45-degree temperatures at Beaver Stadium for a night game. But I do think that there is also an element that people really like Terry Smith. He's really, I don't know if you saw the clips of him yesterday at his press conference, and he broke down just talking about what Penn State means to him personally. That really affects Penn State football fans because they have that same tie. I'm sure Nebraska fans do too, right? That you hold specifically the institution of the program that dear. And when you have somebody who feels the way you feel, that really, I think that really tugs at their hearts and really might compel them to go and be loud, and be really supportive. I still, tickets are going to be available. I just don't, just because of the date, it's kind of late November, that sort of thing. I think it will be, but I think there will be a lot of support there because at this point, the team, they're just like, this is the last time seeing this particular team. There's a ton of seniors who just, their careers didn't end the way they wanted to. And it's going to be Terry Smith's, just most likely his last game as the head coach at Penn State, last home game, I would say, as the head coach. So all of that, tying all of that into it, yeah, I think there's going to be, it's not going to be a negative situation. I'll put it that way. It's not going to be toxic like the Northwestern game was.
That is
Good
Mark
stuff.
Wogenrich, publisher for Penn State on SI. Mark, appreciate the time, and hope we have a better weekend than you, but I hope you have a good weekend anyway.
I hope you guys have a great trip.
Hey,
Please
thanks,
enjoy
Mark.
it.
Appreciate
Thanks
you.
so much.
That is Mark Wogenrich from Penn State on SI. Interesting takes there.
Yeah.
From Mark. I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah, we're
more.
gonna have to carve. I want to save a lot of that for tomorrow, Shane.
We'll have to carve some of that up tomorrow. We will be back. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We will be back tomorrow. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.